Copy, stand by. Once you see it, I'm gonna have to reset it. Negative, stand by. All right, go ahead and join in. So you can join in now. Are we all loaded in? Can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Alright, are we all loaded in fully?
Yes.
Alright, stand by.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes, sir.
So like I said, I am Sergeant Smith. I am a senior instructor for Class Bravo. I'm here just filling in for First Sergeant. He's senior instructor for Class Alpha. The assistant is Sergeant Myers. To start off real quick with just some formalities. You can just address me just by Sergeant, Staff Sergeant. And any ranks within a Sergeant, Staff Sergeant, Charge First Class will all be addressed just as a Sergeant. Now, First Sergeant is a little bit different along with the Master Sergeant. You can address them by the full rank. Now, this as well, address any NCO with the rank as well before you say their name. And with officers as well, lieutenants and captains, you can address them by their rank as well. You can also address them as well with sir. Whenever a question or a comment or whatever, you get an opportunity to speak, make sure you always acknowledge the rank, the person that gave you the time to speak. So if I ask y'all if you have any questions, you're going to say, yes, Sergeant, or thank you, Sergeant, and then continue on with your statement. At no time, no one should be able to speak without addressing the person that gave them the time to speak. Everyone understand me? Is anyone confused with what I just said? Though I made it sound confusing. No one's confused with what I just said.
Thank you, sir.
No, sir.
Copy. You can also address persons by top, but you haven't earned that right or that respect until you graduate from OSUT. That's when you'll be able to actually get that right to actually address them in that way. Now let's go over some quick things though. Whenever I ask you guys if you're tracking, just say yes, Sergeant, this way. I know for sure enough that you guys are understanding what I'm spitting out to you. That way you won't get anywhere from being confused. Now, in terms of if you guys have any questions or any comments to what I've given to you, just if I ask you a question or comment, or if I'm in the middle of talking, do not interrupt me. But one thing you can do though is either you have a question, type a Q in chat, or if you're a comment, you can type a C in chat. And then when I get a chance, I'll address your question. I'll say someone had a question, or Private Vandenberg, I'll send you a question. You just say thank you, Sergeant, and then you go on with your question or comment. Now, if I'm in the middle of pausing, so if I'm speaking, then I pause for a quick second, then you can say, Sergeant, I have a question. That's only for me. I don't mind you guys going in. If I pause for a second, you guys say if you have a question, then you could do that. But anytime for anyone else, though, if you have a question, just wait for the time. Type the Q or C in chat and wait for the time to do that. Now, make sure you put it on side chat. There's sometimes we're not in your group, and you guys can actually do it on group chat. Do we all know how to type in side chat?
Yes, sir.
Copy. All right. Copy, Private Brandenburg. Yep, I seen it. Alright. Alright, let me move on to something more different now. If at any time someone joins a channel that is above a rank of an NCO, such as, for example, as I am a Staff Sergeant, if someone joins the channel that is a Sergeant First Class, or the First Sergeant joins the channel, then we'll call the room to at ease. Now, for any server, as an official setting, even if they join the channel, you won't call it at ease. You have to call that at least if the person enters the classroom that we're in or the setting that we're in. However, though, there's some different cases into that. If the person doesn't join the channel right now, we'll call the room to IDs because we basically get priority even if he's not in the server. But if someone of a sergeant first class joins the channel, then you don't call it to IDs. Now, if an officer joins the channel, a lieutenant or a captain, then you call the room to attention if they join the channel. Now, if there's already a captain in the channel, lieutenant joins the channel, you don't have to call the room to attention. Now, if there's a sergeant joins the channel right now, you don't have to call the room to at ease because I'm a staff sergeant. I'm already above the rank of that personnel. You're more confused.
No, sir.
Copy. Now, it's usually up to the highest person in the channel or in the classroom or room, whatever the setting may be. It's up to them to actually call it out first. If they don't, then it's up to you guys to assist that personnel or that soldier and make sure you call it out. Alright, we'll move on towards our agenda for today. Now, OSUT is breaking down to 4 days. Those 4 days within 2 weeks. The first 3 days, we'll be going over all instruction. I'm never going to be doing any things outside of the instruction time. It could be either in the classroom or outside the classroom doing hands-on things. But however, within the first 3 days, those will all be instructional periods. Now, day 4 will be your practical exercise, and along with your graduation followed by that. Now, within day 4, you're also going to be having your OSUT oral quiz. This oral quiz will be testing you on whether or not you're able to retain what we just given to you. It could be one question will be given to you. Now, it's based off a win-lose situation. If you don't answer the question correctly the first time, then you just lost the whole quiz. And you got to restart back to day 1 or recycle back to phase 1, which is recruit training. However, on that note, make sure you guys grab yourself a pen and paper, take your notes on, and grab some water. That way you will not get yourself dehydrated while you're taking some notes down. And you don't have to worry about going off comms and missing some of the instructions. So if y'all need some quick minute or two to get yourself a note paper, go ahead and do so. Kneel down if you're leaving and stand back up once you're back. Alright, cool. Alright, so within our agenda for OSUT, it's basically a building block approach. During day 1, we're going over some individual soldier skills. Then day 2, movement maneuver. Then day 3, basic navigation. And then how you guys are able to work with vehicles in a PID course, followed by that. Then lastly, during day 4, your practical exercise and your graduation. Now, our goals here in OSUT. Basically, OSUT is a blend of U.S. Army basic combat training along with 11 Bravo Infantrymen advanced individual training. We try to combine all those two together to save time, as we don't have time to get you guys through training within 15 months. Some of you guys just here, even though we're here for realism, we don't want to waste y'all time to get through that long course of training. Now, every soldier here, though, is first and foremost a rifleman. And OSUT, we give you those skills to be that rifleman. So if you are deciding to go 153 Alpha or 11 Charlie, whatever Midwest you decide to go, and that's not 11 Bravo, you still can fill in as 11 Bravo because you were given those skills to be an infantryman or a rifleman throughout OSUT. So there's no excuses to not be able to fill in. However, though, you have to get those special qualifications to be in those other MOSs, such as 153 Alpha Rotor Wing Pilot, or the Fixed Wing Pilot, or it could be your 11 Charlie Indirect Fire Infantryman. You have to get special qualifications to be those, and along with as well 11 Bravo Anti-Tank Specialist and 11 Bravo Machine Gunner Specialist. Now, next, these are your 5 individual infantry skills, and we try to accomplish some of them throughout OSUT, and throughout the whole 3 days, we'll be able to accomplish all 5 of them. Now, the first one is shoot, the second one is move, third one is communicate, fourth one is survive, and the last one is sustain. Now, to accomplish our goals in OSUT, I'm going to try to give you guys at least some basic introduction to tactics that we use here in a 506 IR infantry, realism unit. some things that you guys need to know once you get into your billet. That way you won't be anywhere confused when you get into the battlefield through our operation and through our field training exercises. Then lastly, here as instructors, we try to give you guys at least a basic template that's adequate as needed. You guys are able to adapt through it, and then as well, you guys are able to fill in any information that you need to help you better understand on it, and any additional information that we need to give you for it. So we try to give you guys at least some good template for you guys to work on. Now, a quick overview for today. So for me to expand on a little bit more, go over some individual soldier skills, and those are communications, basic weapons, basic engagement techniques, and basic engagement procedures. Now, those 5 individual infantryman soldier skills I gave you, our goal here to accomplish is communication and shoot. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Alright, so here as instructors, First Sergeant Myers, I, and Sergeant Margietta, we take our job seriously here, because you guys are basically the example or the result of our teaching and our training methods when you get into a billet. So whatever the way you act and do when you get into a billet is reflected upon us. So we take our job seriously. So when we give you guys a template on how to do things, we want you to follow it throughout the numbers. So what that means is that if I give you an example, or any of us give you an example on how to do a thing, try to make sure that you do it the exact same way you do it. Don't add any extra stuff to it. Don't take away any stuff away from it. Does everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's what.
Alright. So our responsibility is to ensure every soldier is prepared to succeed, that nothing's taken for granted, and every soldier is given the knowledge and skills to thrive here in the unit. Alright. So lastly, we use the explain, demonstrate, and practice approach to training. So every topic covered will follow that format if time is permitting. So we'll give you guys, we'll explain to you a basic procedure on a certain thing. Then I'm going to demonstrate to you guys how to do it. And lastly, you guys are going to practice on it and show us that you get what we just told you. Alright, if there's no more further questions or any comments, I'm going to take you guys to the classroom, direct to our southwest. When you guys get to the doorway, go ahead and put your soft covers into your uniform and stow it away. When you're inside the building, you're going to grab yourself a radio. The radio will be right next to the doorway. You're going to grab that, put it in your inventory, and then you're going to grab the seats in the front row. Anyone confused with what I just said?
No, sir.
No, Staff Sergeant.
Alright, go ahead and do a left face. Alright, go ahead and follow me. Y'all talking in chat, I can't see it right now because I had to move everything around because my screens were acting up. My screens are doing good now though. Alright, make sure to throw away those soft quarters, go ahead and into the room. Leaving my... No, there's no for today. First Sergeant Brewer today. I don't know what happened, but I was told that Sergeant Marcel wasn't able to be here. Yes, I'm teaching for First Sergeant right now. I didn't get any message though. The only message I got was from Sergeant Myers saying he wasn't gonna be here today and he wanted me to cover class, so that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, to sit down, you're gonna ace interact and then sit down. There we go. Alright, everyone grab a radio. Go ahead and check your inventory. Press your indicator key. Let me know if you have your radio or not.
I'm certain.
Alright. Alright, for those of you that do not know, the most vital thing for any infantryman to have and to succeed in is communication throughout the battlefield. If you can't be able to, lost my train of thought because of something. If you aren't able to communicate what the enemies that you see, bring up a contact report or spot report, can communicate your movements or your position. Everything's gonna be at lost. You end up having friendly fire. Y'all gonna end up not knowing where the enemies are at. Everything will soon drop and won't be able to accomplish the mission that was at our hand. So communication is key to anything that we need to do. So right now I'm going to go over communications first. Now each radio has several programmable channels that is in there. So each channel contains a frequency, allowing soldiers to communicate with one another over their assigned networks. So let's go ahead and press our Control P or Control Papa on our keyboard. See, everyone had a radio opened up right now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Roger.
Just does it.
Alright. So frequencies are manually programmed into each channel, so you gotta actually type it in. And I'm gonna show you guys how to use your buttons on that radio. Now each frequency represents a network which corresponds to your ability. You will hear the terms of team net, squad net, platoon net, so on and so forth. This means that each of those elements or teams have their own frequency assigned to their own network. So when you guys get split up into a team or a squad, you guys have your own frequency to communicate with each other. This way we don't have a whole platoon or a task force of about 40-50 people talking on one net. Each of you have your own net to be able to communicate information efficiently, and people are able to communicate at the same time without having to clog up a net. Now, let's put this into some examples. Now, for example, Havoc 1-1, which means that's the first squad and the first platoon, have their own assigned frequencies for their squad and for their team nets. Now, their squad net is frequency 111. The first company, which is Alpha Company, that's that first one. Then their first squad, so that's that second one. Sorry, the first platoon, that's their second one. And then they're the first squad, so that's that third one. And that 3 ones. So 111. So what is frequency for Havoc 1-2?
112.
Remember, it's supposed to be 3 numbers. Don't forget the company. Oh, you said 112. I'm sorry. For some reason I heard 1-2. Yeah, you're right. 112. You're right. For the Havoc 1-2. That's the first platoon, second squad. All right. Now the team nets: Alpha Team Net and Bravo Team Net. There's to be respectfully. Alpha is basically number 1. Bravo is number 2. Just like in the alphabet. The first letter in the alphabet is Alpha. Second letter in the alphabet is Bravo. Alright. So, Alpha's team net would be 111.1. Bravo's team net would be 111.2. So what would be Havoc 1-2 Alpha's net?
Could be 112.2.
No, Alpha, not Bravo.
112.1.
There you go, 112.1. Now, Bravo's team net would be 112.2. Alright, now we got that out of the way. The battalion signal operating instructions detail the assigned networks and frequencies, which can be generally found by clicking on a squad's forum page. Which on the forums, click on the squad's forum page and it will have their frequencies listed on there. In addition, if you look at TeamSpeak descriptions of each channel, that will also detail their frequencies that are assigned to them. Now in OSUT, these are your assigned networks and their corresponding frequencies. So make sure you write this down. Throughout OSUT, these are your assigned networks and frequencies. So network, first squad is that network. The frequencies for that network would be 100. So network is first squad, frequency is 100. And you guys automatically figure out what is Alpha's team net and Bravo team net. Those frequencies for those two networks. So what is Alpha's team net?
100.1.
Awesome. And someone else, what is Bravo's team net?
100.2.
Awesome. There you go. Make sure you guys write that down. So first squad's frequency is 100. Two teams in the first squad, the Alpha team, their frequency is 100.1. Bravo team is 100.2. Now if we had a class of about 12 people, which makes 3 fire teams, then Charlie team net, of course, will be 100.3. But we won't have a class that big enough. Now, before we even get to radios, still got some more stuff I need to tell you guys. First off, First off is call signs. Call signs have been established in the SOI and following in a logical order. The call sign for Alpha Company is Havoc. Oh, sorry, Alpha Company 1st Battalion is Havoc. Therefore, all call signs within Alpha Company follow accordingly. So everyone's call sign will be Havoc. Now, for example, 1st Platoon Alpha Company, their call sign would be Havoc 1. What would 2nd Platoon Alpha Company's call sign be?
Havoc 2.
Awesome. What would be the 3rd Platoon's call sign be?
Havoc 3.
Havoc 3, awesome. Now, naturally, it follows then that the 1st Squad, 1st Platoon Alpha Company is Havoc what? It's a,
Repeat that against that, sir.
Alright, let's not say the word repeat, say again. Naturally, it follows then that the 1st Squad, 1st Platoon of Alpha Company, their frequency is what? I don't expect you guys to know this. This is something brand new. So I did not detail this. So it would be Havoc 1-1. So the 1st Squad, 1st Platoon, Alpha Company is Havoc 1-1. So let's see if you guys get it now. What would be the 2nd Squad, 1st Platoon, Alpha Company? What would theirs be?
Havoc 1-2.
1-2.
Awesome. Now each fire team with the squad is also given a designation. So Alpha Fire Team, the 1st Squad, the 1st Platoon of Alpha Company will logically follow then as Havoc 1-1 what?
A.
1.
Hey, there you go. So Havoc 1-1 Alpha. So at the fire team level, formal call signs are not used. Although a fire team leader may designate informal call signs such as a numbering system. So, AR could be number 2, Grenadier could be number 3, Rifleman could be number 4. Also, informal call signs is a permanent informal call sign that we always have within fire teams. If you're the Alpha team leader, your informal call sign will be Alpha. That is what you refer to yourself in any radio frequency. So your team net and squad net, you're referring to yourself as Alpha. Now Bravo, your informal call sign would be what?
Bravo.
Bravo. So on the team net and squad net. Now in OSUT, because we do not go beyond the squad level, the call signs used in OSUT fall into the informal category of squad level call signs. So squad leader will always be actual, that's the informal call sign. And then team leader will be Alpha or Bravo. Now when communicating with each other, squad and fire team leaders refer to one another using these informal call signs to distinguish between who is speaking. So remember this. Now there's also something called a calling station. You know what a calling station is?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and explain what a calling station is, Private Stone.
Calling station is one's call sign, right?
You kind of get in there. Call station will combine person's billet. So your call sign will be combined into your billet. So for me, my calling station is Havoc 3-2. Special Ballinger, what is your calling station?
My calling station is Havoc 2-1 Bravo AR.
So that's his calling station. Now if he has set up as team leader, what would be your calling station, Special Ballinger?
Havoc 2-1 Bravo Actual.
And then what would be your calling station if you were the squad leader if you had set up for that?
Havoc 2-1 Actual.
And then if that happens, you step up, then you know something really bad happened, they're getting overrun. Alright, let's move on. Programming our short range radios. Let's go ahead and press our Control P. If it hasn't been up yet, it should have been up on your screen for a long time. Sorry, I had a message sent to me. Alright, we'll move on, like I said. So first off, whenever I give you guys instructions to set your radio, do not press the transmit button on your radio to test if your radio's working. We have a way of checking if people could reach you on the radio. If you just do that, I'm going to keep hearing clicks and clicks, and I'm going to get very annoyed by it. Does everyone understand?
Yes, sir.
Do not
Yes,
press
sir.
your push talk for radios. And make sure our push talk is not cap locks for speaking on TeamSpeak for direct communication like I'm doing right now. Because or else then you'll be talking through direct communication and on the radio at the same time. Alright. So if you all remember what our team nets are, for both Alpha and Bravo. Our team nets will always be on channel 1. For those of you as team leaders, Special Balance, you had a comment?
Thank you, Sergeant. Yeah, my comment was also make sure your push to talk is also not Tango.
Thank you. As well, yes. Tango should not be push talk as well. And control cap locks as well. So make sure you set something different. Alright. Now, Channel 1, for those of you right now, this is going to be for you permanently for now throughout OSUT. However, it'll be different when you take up the ability of Squad Leader. But however, though, you as team leaders and team members, Channel 1 will always be your team net. Now, think of Channel 1 as your primary net, your billet net. So whatever your billet is, that'll be your net. So if you're a team member, what would your Channel 1 be? What network?
For an alpha for OSUT standards, would it be 100.1?
Not the frequency, but your network. So what should Channel 1 be? Your platoon net, squad net, or team net?
Team net.
Team net, yep. So if you're a team member now, if you're a team leader, what Channel 1 be?
Your squad net then?
No, you're a team leader.
It'll be team net?
Team net, there you go. Now if you're a squad leader, what will your Channel 1 be? What will your primary channel be?
Squad net.
It'll
There
be
you go.
squad net.
If you're a platoon leader or platoon sergeant, what would it be? Or a platoon
Platoon
RTO
net.
or platoon medic. There you
Platoon
go.
net.
Awesome. There you go. And if you're a task force commander, then company net would be your primary net. Alright, so got our radio set up, so let's go ahead show you guys how to adjust your volume. If you see that middle knob on the top, or middle knob, I guess you should call it, on the top side of your radio in the center, if you hover over it, you should see decrease volume and increase volume. You left click your button, it will decrease your volume. If you right click, it will increase it. So that's what that middle knob does right there. That's it. That shows a 1-2 on it. Now next, if you look at that yellow screen, that is your channel indicator. So it details you which channel you're on and what frequency you're on. Now, so you see channel indicator, and then you see your frequency indicator within that yellow screen. Now next is the CLR button. Your CLR button allows you to clear your frequency. Now the ENT button allows you to enter your frequency, to input it. Now you can input your frequency by highlighting it. After you click clear, you'll type your frequency using your numpad. Or you can use your number keys on, your number row on your keypad. Use either of the two, because those numbers on there does not work. Now, that PRE button, the plus button allows you to go to the next channel. The minus button allows you to go down the channel. The right facing arrow button sets your radio to speakers or through your headphones. The left facing arrow button allows you to set your channel to additional channel or to a regular channel. And then those parentheses allows you to set your channel stereo settings. So it allows you to either have it to your left ear, right ear, or both ears. And that's for either your primary channel or your additional channel. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
Copy. Special Bellinger.
Thank you, Sergeant. In reference to the right-facing arrow to switch between speakers and headset, do not ever push that button on your personal radio. If you set that to speakers, then there's a good chance that someone beside you will also be listening to the same net that you are, and it will cause a fuck ton of feedback, and everyone wearing headphones will want to rip your throat out. So don't ever touch that button.
Thank you, Mr. Bellinger. The time you set it is whenever someone tells you, such as Convoy Net, when you're going to set your radio to speakers. Alright, so I want to confuse on all the functions that's just given to you how to set your radio.
No, sir.
Alright, let's go ahead
Yes,
and set our frequency to Alpha Team Net. So, what is Alpha's Team Net frequency?
100.1.
Alright, so let's go ahead and set it. Alright, so you're going to press the CLR button, you're going to type in 100.1, you're going to press the ENT button to enter the frequency. Let me know once you guys have all that set and done.
Finish, Sergeant.
Set, Sergeant.
Finish, Sergeant.
Good to go, Sergeant.
Copy. Alright, now with our radio still open, we're going to go to that stereo settings, so where the frequencies are at. I'm going to set that radio, that channel to our left ear. So go ahead and click it once. You should see where it says left only on the bottom right hand side of your screen. Did we get that done?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes,
All right.
Sergeant.
Let's go ahead and press the plus button on your the PRE tab, or you can press the number 2 on your numpad to switch to channel 2. Go ahead and do that. Now you're gonna clear that out. Enter the squad. What is the squad net?
100.
100.
So go ahead and press CLR 100. Press E and T. Enter that frequency. Now once that's done, before we do anything else, this is gonna be our additional channel. Whatever the chain of command that's above us, that will be our additional channel. So go ahead and press that left facing arrow and set this to additional channel. So you should see that C2 change to A2. Do we see that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright.
Yes,
So
Sergeant.
think of your additional channel always being the chain of command above you. So if you're a team leader, what should your additional channel be?
Squad net.
Squad net. If you're a squad leader, what should your additional channel be?
2 net steps up.
2 net. There you go. Team members, you're not listening on squad net. Only team leaders. 2 ICs, you're not gonna listen on squad net, but you're gonna do your radar check on squad net. We'll go over radar checks later on. Alright, now once we set that C2 to A2 to this channel now, we're gonna go to our serial settings this time. I'm gonna click it twice. You should see in your bottom right where it says additional right only now. Has everyone done that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, so if we've done this all correctly, let's go ahead and make sure we press our 1 key or go back to channel 1. Then press the number 1 button on your numpad, or press the minus button on the radio. Should be on channel 1. We're all back on channel 1.
Yes, Sergeant.
Close off your radio. If you've done this correctly, you should hear me on your left ear. You should hear me on your right ear now. Is everyone able to experience that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
This is one more person. Only heard 3 people say that.
Good to go, steps up.
Copy. Alright. Alright, let's move on. And now I'm going to go over some procedure words and some radio procedures, and with some procedure words as well. So first off, with the phonetic alphabet, phonetic numbers. We use phonetic alphabet of NATO, not any civilian phonetic alphabet. So Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, and so on and so forth down the line. If you need to know what they are, go over it with you after class. We don't have time to go over all of them. Make sure you all remember them. Now, also phonetic numbers. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0. Now, 3, 5, and 9 sound a little bit different. So 3 would sound as in tree, as in the tree that grows on the ground. 5, we sound it as 5. So you'll have 2 F's, F-I-F-E. And then 9 would sound as in niner. We're going to add an R after the 9, after the E. Reason for this is because if someone does not get what you are saying, if they ask you to say it again on the radio, that's when you're going to use the phonetic alphabet or the phonetic numbers. That way they can understand you a little bit more better. Does everyone understand me?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes,
Yes,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Alright. Alright, move on now towards our radio procedures and our pro words. First off, first procedure, our first pro word should say is you, this is me. This means when you're establishing binary control over the net. So what's a response? And you need a response from the receiving party. So if I'm doing a transmission to Private Haskin, I'm letting Private Haskin know, hey, I need a response from you. I'm trying to communicate to you. So you establish binary control of a net. Once a response from the receiving party is sent, the net now belongs to both of you two. So once Private Haskin sends a traffic back to me saying, you, this is me, send it over. Now we both have control over the radio. The one who establishes connection is the one who is could only close that network. So only I can end the traffic. Only I can say that we're done talking. However, though, this can only be ended. This can only be different though with the squad leader and up. Team leaders can't do that. But if you're a squad leader above, then something a little different. So Private Haskins is a team leader and he says, actual, this is Alpha, over. And then I say, Alpha, this is actual, send your traffic over. And he says, actual is Alpha, we need assistance over at this location, whatever. And I say, Alpha is actual, Roger, out. However, though he's the one that initiated the traffic, he's supposed to the one that closes it. I could close it because of sometimes I might need to go back and send that radio traffic up to platoon net or anything like that, because squad leader always has to speak on platoon net, give out communications on there as well. But I'll spend a little bit more when I go over out. Let me not get ahead of myself too early. Alright, so everyone get the pro word. This is me.
Yes, Sergeant.
So basically you, whoever I'm talking to, and this is me. I'll say my name on that part. Now, next pro word is over. Over means that you're done transmitting your message and you require a response. And that's still under your control and the other party's control, and others should not transmit or break that traffic. So, as I said earlier, Private Haskin, this is Sergeant Smith. Over. Next is out. Out means you're done transmitting your message. You do not require a response, and the net is no longer under yours and the other party's control. Others can now transmit over that network, that frequency. Example of that is Private Haskin. This is Sergeant Smith. Roger, out. Now, the person that, like I said, starts the radio traffic is one that could only end the radio traffic and say out. However, though, squad leaders and platoon leaders, platoon sergeants can end that traffic because of priority due to them having to communicate on other radio frequencies that are more hectic than the one they're speaking on right now. Now, never use over and out together. They mean very different things. Out over means that I'm done talking, I'm waiting for you to respond to what I just said to you. Out means I'm done talking, don't need to respond back to what I just said. But however, do not forget to use either over or use out. Do not forget to use one of the two pro words when you're transmitting, or else we don't know if you're done talking. If I say Private Haskin, this is Sergeant Smith, he can't respond. He doesn't know if I'm done talking or I forgot to say break or whatever. He has to wait for me to say over so he can respond back. Or if I'm done talking and say Private Haskin, Roger, then is the traffic done yet? Can someone else speak? If someone needs to send out traffic out or whatever, to make sure you don't forget to say over or out. Alright, any confusion, any questions?
Negative, that's on.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, next is wait over. Wait over means that you need 30 seconds to a minute to respond to the last transmission that was just sent over that radio frequency. So, such as if I was calling for Alpha, say again Private Haskin was Alpha, and I asked Alpha a question, I said, interrogative, Alpha, what is your ACE report? Over. Now, ACE report takes a while to send up, and if they're in combat, this will take even longer. But if they're not in combat, he needs to wait. He has to take the time to get the information and accurate information of his ACE report. Then it'll say, actual, this is Alpha, wait over. Let me know. I received your transmission, heard what you said. Give me about 30 seconds to a minute to respond to what you just said. And then I'll wait. I'll say, Alpha is actual, good copy, over. Then when he's ready to send that traffic over, and it'll say, actual, this is Alpha, response to what you just said, over. And then he'll send it, and I'll tell him sending traffic, and he'll just go ahead and give me the ACE report. Does everyone understand what I say on wait over?
Yes, sir.
Now, when they say wait over, that means that they still have control of the net, so you guys can't break into that radio frequency if someone responds back with saying wait over. The next pro word is wait out. Wait out means I need longer than a minute to respond to the last transmission that you sent to me, and we should free up this network so that others can transmit over it. Or use wait out. So if Private Haskin is in the middle of combat, engaging the enemy and asking for ACE support, and there's no way he's able to get the ACE support while he's shooting at these guys. So he'll say, actual, this is Alpha, wait out. He doesn't have to give me an explanation. I can automatically assume that he's in some combat or something really holding him up, that he can't give me a response immediately. So now, you guys can transmit over that radio and send traffic if you need to actual, because he said wait out, and he closed traffic. That's another way that Private Haskin, as Alpha Team Lead, could break the procedure of only the initiating party could out the traffic. So I initiate the traffic, but he can say wait out because he feels that someone else needs to send over the traffic, because he does not have time to respond to what I just said. You ever understand me? You ever confused?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Someone say yes.
No, I'm not confused, Sergeant.
Okay. Say no, not yes. All right, we'll move on to Roger. Roger means that I've received your last transmission, and I understand it. Don't say affirmative. Sounds stupid. If I say Alpha, go ahead and shift your fire to the north. Over. Then you say actual. This is Alpha. Affirmative. Over. You're just saying yes or correct. Why are you telling me correct and I gave you the order? You don't need to correct me on the order I just gave you. All I need from you to say Roger. Saying when you say Roger, you say I received and I copied your transmission that you just said. Don't say affirmative. Affirmative just sounds very stupid, redundant to say. Basically saying that I don't know what I'm saying, that you're correcting me because you think you have more experience than I have. Everyone copy me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Power Brandon, I see if you're sending a message. If you have to go, you could go ahead and go. Go ahead and try to attend class Alpha for day 1.
Sounds good, Staff Sergeant. Thank you.
Yep. So make sure you try to go for, class Bravo. And class Bravo's class starts on Tuesday. But I'll send you all that message on through the forums. All right.
Thank you, Staff Sergeant.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna move on towards Wilco. Wilco means that I've received your last transmission. I understand it, and I will comply to the orders you've given me, or what you just given me. So instead of saying Roger, you can say Wilco. So I say Alpha is actual. Shift your men to the northwest. Clear out the compound from the northeastern entry point. So if you're moving northwest to get to that northeastern entry point, then you'll say, actually, this is Alpha Wilco. Over. Instead of saying Roger, you can say that you copy my orders and comply. Now, don't say Roger Wilco together. Another thing that is made up in Hollywood. Roger Wilco basically means Alpha. Actually, this is Alpha. I copy, and I will comply to your orders. Basically, you're saying you copy twice. And whenever you use two things together, such as double negatives, it means a positive. Say if you copy, that means that you don't copy. Say you copy twice. So let's not use those two together. Everyone understand me?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes,
Next
Sergeant.
is say again. Say again means that you did not receive or understand the last transmission I sent to you. Retransmit. Want me to retransmit all I've said, or you could use all before or all after. So what I mean is that you'll say Alpha is actual. Say again all before grid reference, or actually is Alpha. Say again all after grid reference. X-ray 097, Yankee 157 or whatever. Over. Does everyone get what I just said from there?
Yes, Sergeant.
All right.
Yes, Sergeant.
Move on. Now, do not say repeat. Do not substitute say again for repeat. Repeat is a pro word specified for a call for fire. Whenever we had our mortar teams do a fire mission at a certain location, and if it wasn't a good effect, or we saw some more troops coming at that location again, we'd tell them to repeat last fire mission, and then they'll repeat it again. So last time you can hear me say repeat. Last time I say repeat is during OSUT. Never say the word repeat. Now, I tell you this here. Whenever you're going to be in my class or the first person's class, if it's day 2 or day 4, if we're in a live fire exercise and you say the word repeat, if we hear you say the word repeat over the radio, we will put a mortar right between your team and any other team that's near you. Does everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
That's the
Yes,
best
sir.
way
Yes, sir.
it can get you to not say repeat. However, though, outside of OSUT, our mortar teams have been well trained enough to not get orders from a PV2 or a PV1 that has just told them to repeat the last fire mission. They don't take orders from task force commanders or anyone in a HQ position that's requested a fire mission. And then also, if they heard a fire mission, they will always say back, they'll always read back, I should say, the fire mission that was requested to them. Just to confirm, are you sure that you want me to repeat the last fire mission? Always going to confirm it. So everyone copies on say again instead of saying repeat.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Next is read back. Read back means resend the entire radio transmission back to me, or it can also be used as a response to a readback message. So, if I say, if I send traffic to Private Haskins, he's Alpha, and he says, actually it's Alpha, read back your last transmission, then I'll say, I read back, grid reference this and that, over. Or it could be, if I set a long transmission, and then at the end of transmission I say, read back over, then Private Haskins would say, I read back, shift my team this direction, whatever, at grid reference this and that, over. That's it. Everyone copy how to use read back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next is correction. Correction means I have made an error in my last transmission or in this transmission. I will transmit the correct version with the last word that was correctly sent. So you can either say again your whole transmission, or you can start off with the last word you said correctly and then follow after that what you need to correct. Next is interrogative. Interrogative means that you have a question. So interrogative means I'm requesting a confirmation or I have a question. So actual, this is alpha, interrogative over. This is the best way to do it. This way we know that you're sending a question in. If you say interrogative throughout that question, sometimes you don't have times for questions. The only time we have time for questions is when we're stopping. But either way, you can say actually it's alpha interrogative over, or actually it's alpha interrogative, this and that, excuse me, over. Alright, next is correct. Correct means that you are correct. What you have transmitted is correct. Now another way you can use correct is affirmative. Affirmative you can also use correct as well. Actually this is alpha, affirmative over. Actually it's alpha, correct over. Next is wrong. Your last transmission was incorrect. The correct version is this and that, over. So actual, this is alpha, wrong, break. I say again, grid reference is this and that. How copy over. You can also use negative. Wrong and negative is all the same thing. So, actual, this is alpha, negative, break. I say again, grid reference is this and that. How copy over. Everyone get how to use, or if it's tracking how to use affirmative, incorrect, negative, and wrong.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Move on to last several few. Next is break. Break means that you need some time to send your next transmission. Or it could be that your transmission is long, you're trying to break that transmission over so that you can allow the other party to receive all this information in bits so they can remember, or give them enough time to look for a grid reference or whatsoever. That's what you're using break for. So again, break means that my lesson is long, or I need to pause for a quick second. However, I still need control over the net. So it could be like this. Alpha, this is actual, break. Shift your squad to grid reference, break. Now I'm pausing to give them enough time to bring up this map, look for grid reference. Grid reference, X-ray, this and that, Yankee, this and that. Break. Once your squad is over there, go ahead and establish defensive positions to the northeast. Over. Or I can say, establish defensive positions to the northeast. Read back last. Over. And then he'll say alpha. Actually, this is alpha. I read back. Shift my squad to grid reference, this and that. Break. Establish defensive positions to the northeast, or wherever I said northwest. Over. Never forget what I just said there.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Then next is break. 3 consecutive breaks means that you need to break into this traffic. I need to grab priority for a quick second. This is an emergency transmission I need to send through. Then you're going to wait for a second. Then you're going to send that emergency traffic you need to send. So, let's use this example. Someone's talking over the radio. However, you saw a BMP-3 roll up in your position. Break. This is Alpha, BMP-3, bearing this direction. Danger close, 50 meters, over. Exactly how you do it. Any questions on that?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright. You know what, I'll wait and see if everyone else is copying what I just said. Just checking in some places to make sure I didn't forget anything. Alright. Let's go ahead and move on. It's finally getting our radio check started. Then that'll be toward the end of radio communication in a general stance. However, though, we'll be going over radio communications throughout the whole all the 4 days of OSUT. Alright. Alright, so let's make sure you guys are always on the frequency that you're trying to do your radio checks on. So let's make sure that we're on our primary channel. So make sure you guys are on channel 1. You press your number 1 key on your numpad if you have a numpad. Or go on your radio and make sure you're on channel 1. Alright. This is how a radio check begins. It's as follows. This is me. Radio check on frequency 100.1 over. So, this is me. Radio check on frequency. They can enter frequency right there. Over. Now that's if you're establishing a radio check. Now the response to that is someone said it to you. So if I said Private Clint Daniel, this is Sergeant Smith, we're checking frequency 100.1, then Private Clint Daniel's response would be, this is me. I read you loud and clear. You can read you 5x5, read you Lima Charlie, on frequency 100.1. Then I'll respond back and the transmission with this is me, Roger out. Or I could use copy out. Nothing more, nothing less. Did everyone get what I just said on there?
Good.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, so I'm going to do a demonstration. Sergeant Smith. This is Sergeant Smith. Radio check on frequency 100.1 over. Sergeant Smith, this is Sergeant Smith. I read you loud and clear on frequency 100.1 over. Sergeant Smith, this is Sergeant Smith. Roger out. Now, if you do not know who's on this frequency, such as if you think you might be the first one on this frequency or whatever, you don't know who's the calling station on here, then you'll say, any calling station on this net, this is Sergeant Smith. Radio check on frequency 100.1 over. So, if you're waiting on your team leader to do a radio check or your team leader's not there, but you think your team might have the radio frequency established, then you'll say, any calling station on this net, this is Private Clint Daniel, radio check on frequency 100.1. Then Private Stone, if you have your radio frequency already established, then you'll say, Private Clint Daniel, this is Private Stone. I'll read you loud and clear on frequency 100.1 over. And then Private Clint Daniel will say, Private Stone, this is Private Clint Daniel. Roger out. You don't have to say any calling station on this net anymore. Just say the person that just responded to your traffic. Anyone confused what I just spit it out? Recruit Mason, you're on the wrong channel. Alright, there we go. So no one's confused?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
No, sir.
Let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to do this red check on our team net. So Private Haskin, you're going to do a red check with Private Clint Daniel. Then when that's done, Private Clint Daniel, you're going to do a radio check with Private Stone. When that's done, Private Stone, going to do a radio check with Private Haskin. Anyone confused on that?
No, sir.
Alright,
No,
so do the radio check on your team net. You're going to press cap locks to communicate on your team net. So Private Haskin, go ahead and start us off.
Any calling station this net.
No. Don't worry about doing that. Don't worry about doing that. I already gave you the person you're going to do a radio check with, so just do it with Private Clint Daniel. You know what? Actually, disregard. Go ahead and do with that. Actually, go ahead and do any calling station. Just go ahead and do that.
Any calling station this net. This is Private Haskin on 100.1 radio check.
Nope. You did okay, but you pushed up the opposite direction. Any calling station on this net, this is Private Haskin. Radio check on frequency 100.1 over. So go ahead and try that again.
Any calling station this net. This is Private Haskin radio check on frequency 100.1. Over.
Excellent job. Private Clint, then you're going to respond to that.
Private Haskell, this is Private.
Nope, you're not on the right frequency. You're not on the radio. Press cap locks to communicate on the...
Oh, we're doing it on the radio also.
Yep, affirm.
Private Hasker, this is Private Clint Daniel.
I'm not hearing you.
Read you loud and clear on frequency 110.1.
Private Clint, I'm not hearing you on the radio. You press your cap lock T. Cap locks is for your radio.
Yeah, I'm pressing cap lock, Sergeant. It's transmitted.
On the radio?
Yeah, on the 110.1, right?
100.1, yes. So 2 zeros, 100.1. You copy me on 100.1, Private Clint Daniel. Alright, go ahead and stand up real quick. So I want you to drop your radio real quick. Make sure you have your frequency set. Just drop it off, I'll pick it up from there. Unless you deleted your keybind for speaking on transmitting on the radio. So you're gonna press your inventory button to press your I key. You're gonna look for where it says the ANPRC 152. You're gonna drag and drop it to the ground. So on that left box. There you go. Thank you. Yep, you got it. Oh, that's weird. Was anyone else able to hear him on the radio?
No, Sergeant.
Local, yes. Radio, no.
Maybe you didn't switch back to the first channel, Sergeant.
How about this? You probably don't have it under your option. That's the reason why. Go back to your inventory. Alright, drag it and drop it at that center. You should see in the bottom center. Where the radio is supposed to be at. Drag and drop it in there.
Yeah, it's there, Sergeant.
Alright, cool. Press the cap lock key. There you go. Alright, go back to your seat. Go ahead and respond to Private Hasker's radio.
Private Hasker, this is Private Clint Daniel. You roger out on frequency 100.1.
What do you say after that? 100.1 what? Missing a pro word. To let him know that you're done speaking, what is a pro word?
Out.
No.
Over now.
Just over. Not over and out or out.
Over.
Yep. You're done talking and you're waiting for a response from him. Alright, Private Haskin, go ahead and close it out.
Roger, Private Clint Daniel. Out.
Remember, always keep you and this is me. Alright, Private Clint Daniel, go ahead and do a red check with Private Stone. So now you're initiating it. So either way, either Private Stone is Private Clint Daniel, or you this is in Constitution this net, this is Private Clint Daniel.
Any call sign on this end, this is Private Clint Daniel. Radio check on 100.1.
Over.
Over.
Private Clint Daniel, this is Private Stone. I read you 5x5 on frequency 100.1. Over.
Private Stone, this is Private Clint Daniel. Roger that. On 100.1. Out.
There you go. Alright, is that any call sign, any call station? Should we fix that, Specialist Ballinger?
Thank you, Sergeant. My comment was to Private Stone. You need to either turn down your speakers or switch to a better push-to-talk on your microphone because you're picking up from the game and it's feeding back into everyone's ears.
Sorry about that.
Alright, thank you, Specialist. Alright, Private Stone, go ahead and do your radio checks with Private Haskin.
Alright. Any calling station, this is net. This is Private Stone. Radio check on frequency 100.1. Over.
Then you're gonna respond to that, Private Haskin.
Private Stone, this is Private Haskin on frequency 100.1. Read you 5x5. Over.
Private Haskin, this is Private Stone. Roger. Out.
Alright. You guys did alright on that. It takes a lot of practice to get your radio communication set. You guys got plenty of days to do that. You got day 2 to do your radio checks again to get that all squared away and set. Filling in. These guys still don't get it right, but we entrust you guys to put everything that we taught you into effect when you're filling in for squad trainings. And I'll explain that to you guys more when I dismiss you once we get to the 3-hour mark. But that's all it for radio communications. We'll move on next towards our basic infantry weapons and anything else in that category. So we're going to start off with just our identification with these weapon systems first off. So I'm going to start off with the M4. Stand by. Everyone see that on the screen?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, so first off, this is the M4 carbine. This is an issued weapon for the U.S. Army and is a lightweight gas-operated, air-cooled, magazine-fed, shoulder-fired weapon. It can be fired in either the automatic or semi-automatic firing mode. The purpose of the weapon is to provide personnel defensive and defensive capabilities to engage targets in the field at ranges out to 500 meters to any point target. So write this down. To any point target, the maximum effective range on the M4 to any point target is 500 meters. So you can write down effective range, point target, 500 meters. Now, its maximum effective range on area targets is 600 meters. Effective range, area target, 600 meters. Point target 500, area 600. Now, the M4 has adapter rails, which allows you guys to put any flashlights, lasers, bipods, any aiming devices that you need to assist you in combat. Any questions to the M4?
No,
Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, next is the 320. Let's see, yep, we do have a slide for that, great. Alright, so next is the M320 grenade launcher. M320 grenade launcher is a lightweight 40mm grenade launcher that can be operated in a standalone or attached configuration. The max engagement range on area targets for the M320 is 350 meters. And that's for any various types of ammunition that you use for the 320. Now, the 320 is operated with the standalone or attached configuration, so you can attach it to your M4, or you could attach it to your, or it could just be a standalone version. There you go, Uchi. Sorry, stand by. I didn't mean to say that. Thought I was me. Alright, there you go, Uchi. Alright. Any questions with the 320?
No, Sergeant.
Yeah, Sergeant. You said the effective range of the 320 was 320.
350.
Meters, correct?
350 meters.
Okay.
Yep, 350. And that is not on a point target, on an area target. 320 is not meant to engage one single threat. It's meant to engage multiple threats.
Roger that.
Because the grenade rounds will disperse all the way around and does not hit a specific target. It hits multiple targets. Questions, Bones, you had a comment?
Thank you, Sergeant. Private Haskin, do you understand what Sergeant Smith is talking about when he says point target versus area target? Like, what is the difference?
I was going to go over that soon enough. Questions, Bones.
Apologies, Sergeant.
Yep, no problem. Alright. Next is the M249 automatic rifle. The M249 machine gunner, or machine gun I should say, is a gas-operated, air-cooled, belt, or magazine-fed automatic weapon. And this fires from the open bolt position. Its maximum rate of fire is 850 rounds per minute. So you can empty out through your belt before even a minute passes away. Now the ammunition feeds into the weapon from a 200 round ammunition box containing a disintegrating metallic split link belt. Now the M249 can also be equipped with 30 or 20 round SNX magazines that you can put into it if you run out of boxes. But the reason why this is a worst case scenario, and it's what you only do at the very last minute, because if you realize, like I said earlier, it has 850 rounds per minute rate of fire. So you can shoot through those 20 and 30 round SNX magazines very quickly, within 10 seconds. And you could rip through those 200 round ammunition boxes within at least 20 seconds. 20, 30 seconds. So you got conserve your ammo very wisely, and we're gonna go over rates of fire and over engagement techniques, so you guys know what your point targets are to assist you more better on how to use the weapon systems. Just want to go over weapon systems first, so you get what weapon systems are, and then you'll be able to get information that I'm gonna throw at you. All right. Now, max effective engagement range on the M249 is 600 meters. However, it can go out to about 800 meters. However, those 600 meters on area targets just as the M4. Any questions with the 249?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
M240 Bravo medium machine gun is a belt-fed, air-cooled, gas-operated, fully automatic machine gun that fires from the open bolt position. This weapon system is only used by the weapon squad machine gunner specialists. You have to actually get qualified to use this weapon system. The ammunition is fed into the weapon from a 100-round bandolier containing a disintegrating metallic split-link belt. The gas, basically from one round, provides energy for firing the next round. The gun functions automatically as long as it is supplied with ammunition and the trigger is held to the rear. Hold on to that trigger, the rounds will keep coming out. Now the maximum effective engagement range on area targets for the 240 Bravo is 1,000 meters. Say again, 1,000 meters. Any questions with the organic weapon systems that went over so far?
No, Sergeant.
All right. Next, we're gonna go over the shoulder-fired launch munition. Well, I keep turning to the left for some reason. All right. Next is the M136 AT4. This is a lightweight, self-contained shoulder launch munition. Designed for use against the improved armor of light armored vehicles, provides lethal fire against light armored vehicles, and has some effect on most enemy field fortifications. However, though, in whatsoever case, never, ever, ever use rocket on any fixed position that is a static object. Only uses rocket for mobile armored VICs. Does everyone understand me?
Yes, Sergeant.
This is the reason why. The AT4 is a one-time use weapon system. As soon as you launch that rocket, no longer used. You might just drop it on the floor, what you have to do. So if you decide to waste that rocket on a bunker whatsoever, what weapon system are we going to use to engage a BMP or BTR that comes at us?
An AT4. Sergeant.
We already used the AT4. It's not reloadable.
Oh.
We launched it to hit a bunker. The bunker doesn't get destroyed. So what AT we're going to use to engage a BMP comes at us? Nothing. We're going to have to wait on the MOS team to get to us. MOS teams, the anti-tank teams, can only carry at least a total of 4 rockets for one team. That's a total of 8 rockets. And the AO that we're going into has so many main battle tanks, so many BMPs, BTRs, we're going to run out of rockets. If we're going to use our rockets to take out fixed positions or buildings, we got no more rockets to engage the armored pieces. We got to wait within 10 to 20 minutes for an anti-tank team to finally get to our position, or at least see what we're talking about. So let's not try to slow our path down or our movements down to get to a town. So let's keep those rockets with us. You have grenadiers to engage those fixed positions. Those 320s can get inside those bunkers and take out positions. So if you're a grenadier, don't be afraid to use it. Alright. Now, while in real life, the maximum engagement range with the AT4, with the M36 is 2100 meters. Its max effective range here in number 3 is only 300 meters. I had to break in range just to detail you the specifics on that. 300 meters is the maximum engagement range on the M136 AT4. We only carried heat rockets, or heat rounds, I should say. We'll go over how to do the rocket soon enough later on. Now, next, the little brother of the M136 AT4, that is the M72 Law. Now, I forgot to put M136 on here on the slide. Here we go. Here we go. Right, the Law is little brother because it has a small caliber. In addition to that as well, it packs a smaller punch than what the AT-4 can. We only use this for smart armored vehicles, or soft armored vehicles, I should say, such as the BTR. You can use it on gun trucks. The reason why I say only use that for the BTRs because you want to save your AT-4 on BMPs. When you put a Law on a BMP, it doesn't cause that much of an effect. All it does is just break the turret on the BMP-3, which the BMP-3 can still be moved. It can still take itself all the way down to the what do I want to call it? Take itself back to base, itself repair. So that's the reason why you don't want to use the Law on that. Now, the Law is used by half of the riflemen we have in the rifle squads in the company, and the M136-84 is used by the other half. We have other riflemen in rifle squads in the company. So if you're a squad, one team will take the AT-4, other team will take the Law. Alright, we'll move on to the Carl Gustav. We don't have a squad slide for that, but the M3 Carl Gustav is also known as the MAS. It's a multi-role, anti-armor, anti-tank weapon system. Now, the MAS is an 84mm recoilless rifle carried only by the weapons squad anti-armor specialist. Now, the MAS is the same caliber as H4, though however it packs bigger punch. What that means that the diameter is much larger than the what I want to call it. Not diameter, I'm sorry. But the height is much longer than the AT4. So it packs a more bigger punch, which causes it to be a more of an effective shot onto any of the main battle tanks that we have. Now, the MAS is a weapon system that is designed for us to use to battle the improved armor that we face here in the battlefield, along with the main battle tanks. Us as infantrymen in a rifle squad cannot engage any main battle tank that comes across our way. We have to rely on the anti-armor specialist teams to engage them because the MAS is built and designed to engage them. Now, the MAS is capable of deploying a vast array of ammunition for use against any armored targets that comes our way. Now, depending on the target and the ammunition that is selected, it's capable of ranging out to 1,000 meters. Any questions on the MAS? Yes, Private Clint Daniel.
Thank you, Sergeant Smith. Just a really quick question. Unless I didn't hear you. What was the effective range on the Law?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm going to go over that. Effective range on the Law is 250.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Alright. Move on towards our train of thought. Our CCMS, Close Combat Missile Systems. The only one that we use is the FGM-148 Javelin. Javelin is a fire and forget, shoulder-fired, man-portable CCMS, or Close Combat Missile System that consists of a reusable command launch unit and a round that will be able to be reloaded onto it. The Javelin CCMS primary role is to destroy any enemy armored vehicles out to 2,000 meters. It can also be deployed without the CLU. You use just the iron sights, but it's a basic function. You don't have to actually lock on through thermals. You can just use the sights to launch a rocket at the armored piece. So you can use it in two different ways. All right. Now, with the Javelin works way better than what the MAS can. Even though Javelin, the MAS is carried by the anti-armor specialist teams, however, it works more better. And I'm telling you the reason why. And the MAS, all you gotta do is just point your sights towards the target, launch the rocket, and it'll go towards where you're pointed at and kill the target. Now, something different though with the MAS, with the Javelin, is that, like I said, Javelin is basically a fire forget. What happens is that when you look into your CLU, or your clue I should say, look down to the sights, you're on your thermals, you go lock onto the target. Once that once the system is set, you launch the rocket. What happens, the rocket gets about 35 feet in front of you. That's when you notice the rocket will start not cooking off, but start setting off directly straight into the air, about 45-degree angle. That's when the main engines of the rocket kicks in. To go all the way up into the sky where you can't see it anymore. Soon enough later, you see the rocket come straight down, 9-degree angle, right into the armored piece that you wanted to target. As long as your sights are still on the armored piece, you can give it the BDA. The rocket will find the armored piece and then annihilate it. Now, what happens is that it develops a top-down system. Hits the top plate of the armored piece, which is generally always the weakest part of the armored piece, and it goes from top down, smushes the armored piece like you're smushing a cake or smushing a sandwich, to where now it's just basically a small little piece of paper. It kills all the occupants inside of the tank, or whatever armored piece may be, and destroys any ammunition that's inside of it, making it no longer usable, no longer repairable. That's what makes the Javelin way much more effective than the mods or any of our rockets that we have. With that said, the Javelin, the teams that are carrying the Javelin can only carry a total of 2 Javelin rockets. So we have 2 anti-armor teams. So that means we can only carry a total of 4 Javelin rockets if we have 2 Javelin teams. We usually only have 1 Javelin team, 1 Moss team. So that goes again with us using our AT4 and our Law. If we decide to waste a rocket on soft targets, now we got to rely on our Javelin teams to use the most best weapon system designed to combat armored pieces, to waste it on a measly BTR where rockets immediately make that BTR go catastrophic. But they gotta waste their improved rocket, an improved weapon system on that. Now you guys get the reason why I tell you to save and conserve that rocket for actual armored pieces.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright. Any questions with any of the ammunition, organic munitions I went over?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, now we'll go over the terminology that I went over earlier. We got firing modes, 2 firing modes. We got semi-automatic and automatic firing mode. Do we know what semi-automatic and automatic is?
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright,
Yes,
I don't need to go
That's
over it
right.
then. But semi-automatic, when you pull the trigger and hold on to it, only one round releases when you pull on the hold into the trigger. If you're on automatic firing mode, when you pull the hold to that trigger, all the rounds in the magazine will release into the chamber and out of the chamber once you press and hold until the magazine is empty. That's the difference between semi-automatic and automatic. Now you got point fire and area fire. The point fire generally used when you're engaging a point target. Point fire is a fire directed at one point. For example, an entire team or squad fires at one bunker. That's point fire. Entire team or squad is engaging one building. Point fire. A building is a point target. Now, when an entire squad is engaging a squad, I should say, then we're doing point fire. However, though, we're engaging in an area target. We're not shooting at a specific thing. So we're engaging an area target, but we're using point fire. Now, area fire, though, this type of fire covers an area laterally and in depth. If a squad leader wants to fire on a whip line, he can shoot tracers to mark the center of the target. Soldiers on his left, fire to the left, of course. Soldiers on his right will fire to the right of his tracer. So, if I would told you guys to fire at this line of screens, zone, you'll fire to my left, private clean, Paskin, you'll fire to my right. That is now you guys engaging with an area fire towards an area target. Not shooting at something specific, we're just engaging at a vast variety of things. You guys get what I mean by an area target, point target, area fire, and point fire. But I need to elaborate a little bit more.
No, Sergeant.
I cannot hear you properly.
Yes, Sergeant, and no,
No,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Copy. Alright, so we all said no. Alright, let's move on now towards the optics. First off is RCO, Rifle Combat Optic. Some people call it a Range Combat Optic. This optic is basically designed for you to engage, well, it has a 300 meter zoom, zooms in more effective for you to engage targets beyond 300 meters. So it's more of a optic that's not meant for close combat. Now, if you guys need to get out your seat to see it more better, though, notice that this RCO is designed, well, not designed, basically is adapted with the term is losing out of my mind now. There we go. It's designed with drop compensator and range capabilities. So it compensates for bullet drop, and it gives you guys the capability of ranging out to targets down out to at least 800 meters. Now, each of those numbers you see on there, 4, 6, and 8, are represented in hundreds. So that's 400, 600, and 800. Do we know what the numbers between the 6 and 8 is? Do we know what number that is?
700.
Obviously, 700 meters. Alright. Alright, so now if we continue. Lost train of thought. Alright, so we continue now. With this RCO, it gives us something that's very important to any infantryman out here. And I'll tell you what it is. Now, whenever we're engaging targets, such as the targets are engaging us, we don't know the distance between the target to us and them. So, we gotta figure out the range of a target. Now, however, though, would you want to pull out your binos, try to figure out a range on a target that's currently engaging at you? Do you want to unarm yourself like that?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant. Alright. So, the best way for us to get a range of a target while keeping our weapon system on our hand, ready to fire immediately, is with this RCO right here. If you can see, you notice that the lines get smaller from top down. So the lower it gets, the smaller the line gets. Do we notice that, the horizontal lines?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright. Now, I'm going to expand on it even more. These horizontal lines fit the width of an average military male soldier shoulders. So if you rest these horizontal lines on the shoulders of that male, it will give you an approximate range on that target. So if you rest one of those horizontal lines on the shoulder of a target, and those horizontal lines are too big for the shoulders, now means that target's a little bit more further away. So you bring up your optic a little bit more. Try one of the horizontal lines that are below that one. So if you rest the 8 line on the shoulders and it fits right down there, then target's 800 meters away. Now, if the shoulders are bigger than our horizontal line, that means the target is a little bit more closer to you. So you're going to bring the optic a little bit down. Use one of the horizontal lines above that line you just tried out. If it fits within horizontal line of 4, then that means the target's 400 meters away, around that range. Now, if the shoulders are still bigger than a 400 line meter, then the target is within 300 meters or less. So you're going to engage him with the chevron. So at the tip of the chevron is 100 meters. At the center of that chevron is 200 meters. At the bottom of that chevron is 300 meters. Now, the red of that whole optic symbolizes the maximum effective engagement range on point targets. So what's the maximum effective engagement range on point targets is what?
500 meters.
500 meters. Notice the red line ends at the 500 meter horizontal line. And then all the black is the range engagement range for area targets. It lets you know that you're not going to get an effective shot on an area target. Alright, any questions I just went over?
No, sorry.
No, Sergeant.
Alright,
No, sir.
now the MGO is exactly the same thing as the RCO. You are able to get the range on a target that is further out. You can do the same thing, however, though, you don't see the horizontal line. Those horizontal lines are, matter of fact, just blank openings. There's no intersection there. You have to see the you have to pull out the MGO and look at it for yourself to get what I mean. But you can still get a range with the MGO, though. If you rest the opening on the shoulders of that military male, and if the lines start touching the shoulders, or it's already touching shoulders, then the person is most likely a little bit further away. I'm sorry, not further away. I'm sorry, a little bit closer. No, not closer. Yes, the soldier is a little bit more closer to you. Now, if those horizontal lines are far away from the shoulders, then that means that the military male is a little bit closer, is a little bit further away. So you gotta raise the optic a little bit higher. But you guys get what I mean when you start using the MGO and you're an automatic rifleman and you use that MGO, you'll see what I mean later on. it's hard to show you guys what I mean because the sight picture's down on. And then lastly, we have the CCO, Close Combat Optic. Not MGO means machine gun optic, but now we have the Close Combat Optic. Close Combat Optic is what it says on there, is basically designed for close combat. If you're going to know for sure that you're going to be assaulting the town, clearing out the town, and that mainly has a whole bunch of CQB involved, and you have mount involved in that, then you'll be taking with you the CCO instead of the RCO. Now CCOs usually have the aim dots, the red dots, some reflexive sights you can use for your CCO. Now also you have the EOTech. EOTech also allows you to range out to targets as well. So you can do your own little research and figure out how to range out targets with the EOTech. Any questions with any of the sites I went over?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, we're going to go over our organic munition. Stand by. Alright, so first organic munition I'm going to go over is M67 fragmentation grenade. Let me first tell you guys what all of the grenades are first off. So first off, hand grenades is a handheld, hand-armed, and hand-thrown weapon that any of the U.S. forces use. So the Army, the Marines, United States Air Force, well, the Air Force is not carrying any grenades, but any U.S. forces use both lethal and non-lethal grenades, as well as colored or white smoke, for screening purposes, for signaling and marking positions and landing zones. Now, if we continue, the average soldier can throw grenades out 35 meters. Therefore, they are designed to have a small blast radius and are fused to have a 3 to 5 second delay so that they can be deployed very safely, give you enough time to get away from the area that you just thrown a grenade at. Any questions so far?
No, Sergeant.
No,
No,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
Just 1 sec. Trying to get something set up over here. Wait, let me not waste you guys some time. Let me continue on. Next, we have the M7 fragmentation grenade. M7 is a type of grenade consisting of a pre-fragmented steel body filled with 6.5 ounces of Composition B explosive. So it is intended to be used in a capacity, or physical capacity, say, and has a killing radius of 15 meters. So 15 meters is a killing radius. Now, fragmentation dispersal can go out to at least 230 meters, but I've hit, someone got hit within 300 meters. It could go even beyond that. So you gotta be careful when throwing those grenades and when experiencing with grenades. Question with the fragmentation grenade.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, we'll move on towards our stun grenade. Someone said they had some? Okay, that's a no, then I thought I heard someone key up for some reason. Alright, I'm gonna move on. So next is our, so you have two types actually, I should say, two types of stun grenade. The first one is the M84, and then you have the M18. Now, what I prefer and what I always use is the M18 stun grenade. It's just my own personal preference. Here I'm discussing though about the M84 flashbang or stun grenade. The M84 is the revolutionary device used for building and room clearing operations. It is employed when non-combatants are likely or expected to see any of us coming in, and the salty element is attempting to achieve the element of surprise. So, if you want to achieve the element of surprise, if you want to keep that with us, and the enemy non-combatants in this room do not know that we're here, then we'll do a flashbang in there. Now, when the device explodes in the room, it delivers a loud bang combined with a bright flash. It basically just temporarily blinds the enemy in there. And it also deafens the occupant in the room. This will disorientate them. And this lasts for about at least 15 seconds. So the best way to disorientate the enemy, keep them surprised, is disorientate them so that there's no way for them to prepare themselves for something like this to happen to them. Now, the flashbang is a little iffy. If you throw a flashbang at a person, not a person, sorry, let me break immersion here, at an AI, it's only effective as if the flashbang was thrown at their cone of vision. So if it's not thrown at their cone of vision, they won't be affected by the flashbang. So if it's thrown behind them, they won't get affected by it. If it's thrown to the left of them, they won't get affected by it. It has to be within their cone of vision. However, for us though, if a flashbang gets thrown behind us, we will get blinded by it. It doesn't have to be in front of us. We will get blinded by it. If you throw a flashbang into a room at a certain angle, we will get flashed by it. Even though it's in the room and we don't see it, we'll still get flashed by it. We got to be very careful when deploying our flashbangs. They won't affect us, but affect the enemy. With that said, when you throw a flashbang with a room full of enemy occupants or whatever, go in there. After flashbang goes off, go in there assuming that you haven't thrown a flashbang in there. So you got to go in there prepared, ready to fight, shoot at anything that engages you. Is everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions with a flashbang and a patient grenade?
No, Sergeant.
All right.
No, Sergeant.
We'll move on towards our smokes. First off is M83 white smoke grenade and yellow smoke grenade. Now, smokes I'm going to go over are basically, they have signals designated to them. And so basically, going to detail basically what they mean. So I'm going to tell you what they mean and why they mean that way and how you should react to it. Does everyone understand me?
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, so we have the M83 and we have the M18. Now, first we'll go over to white smoke and yellow smoke. White smoke and yellow smoke is meant to mark concealment. Now, the reason why we have yellow smoke is for us to use. We use yellow smoke to mark concealment because we need to distinguish between who's concealing themselves. Is it friendlies throwing that yellow smoke to conceal themselves? Or is it the enemy throwing the white smoke to conceal themselves? Because the enemy throws white smoke as well. So we got to figure out who's concealing themselves. However, you can carry both the white or yellow, but I prefer you guys carry yellow smoke. That's why you have yellow smoke in your inventory right now, not the white smoke when you get kitted out. That is meant to mark concealment. Now, you could conceal yourself if you want to use it for if you got to bandage yourself, if you got to maneuver, break contact, and you conceal yourself. Now, there's two different things. They're concealing yourself from the enemy or concealing the enemy from seeing you. But I'll show you guys that later on when we get to the grenade range. Next is green smoke. Green smoke is used to mark friendly position. Sometimes it's also used to mark landing zones. But mainly it's always used to mark friendly positions. Now, friendly positions that it marks. Sometimes we'll be using this if we have an index or if this is a safe location. Safe locations could be whether or not you have an index, you come rally over here. It can be used to mark that this is a safe location, this is where friendlies could go at to get themselves the physical position set up. Or if you got a cast run coming in, then we'll mark green smoke on our position to let the A-10 pilots know and the rotary pilots know as well, like I say, so both the fixed wing pilots and the rotary wing pilots know, hey, this is where friendlies are at. Do not engage this position where you see people on thermals by this green smoke or through non-thermals. And if you see something moving that's not by this green smoke and it's by the grid reference that we gave you, go ahead and engage it. Does everyone understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright. Any questions with the green smoke?
No, Sergeant.
Next is red smoke. Red smoke is used to mark enemy positions. So we'll pop green smoke on our position. We'll get a grenade launcher. Put a red smoke round on our 320. We'll put a red smoke out there about vast to raise some far away to mark the enemy position of the enemies. And then we'll say, alright, green smoke, friendly position, red smoke, enemy positions. And then you see near this red smoke, engage. Now, like I said, you can only throw your smokes to out to 35 meters. So, explain this to me. Would it seem dumb for you to throw a red smoke at an enemy that's engaging you, that sees you right now? Would you want to throw that red smoke on their position?
No, Sergeant.
No.
No, Sergeant.
You got a grenade launcher. If that guy's behind cover, get the grenade launcher to engage him. Put one grenade round right behind him, in front of him, whatever. That'll kill him. Or just wait for him to peek out of cover. You can kill him. Or suppress his position. Get a team or a squad to maneuver and kill him. However, though, you could carry red smoke rounds to mark position if you need to, such as enemy armor rolling on your position. You can throw it. Now, the reason why I just don't want you guys to carry red smoke is because of this. if you accidentally throw red smoke on your position, sometimes we may get engaged by our pilots. They might think that something's happening, that we're getting overrun, and they'll start engaging the position. They won't do it though. Also, we might get engaged by mortars as well. In OSUT, I, our first sergeant, will put mortars on a position if you pop red smoke on your position and you don't call it out. If you don't let no one in training command know, hey actual, or alpha, if your team leader telling your team leader, hey, pop red smoke by mistake, this is not meant for any positions, it's meant for concealment or whatever, or disregard red smoke, and you bring it up, actually this is alpha, disregard red smoke. If you don't bring it up, we will put a mortar round right on your position. So be careful of red smoke. Make sure you call it up if you throw it by mistake. Everyone understand me? And the same thing with green smoke. If you throw green smoke by mistake, and you meant to throw that for concealment, and it's by enemy positions, our pilots might think that we're the enemies, and the enemies is friendlies. And you might end up having some squad move into that green smoke, thinking the green smoke might be a friendly position, even though it's not. They're trying to get the green smoke because they ran out of green smokes, and they want to get near it so they won't get hit by a cast run. So let's be careful with these smokes I'm going over. Except for yellow smoke. You can use yellow smoke for any kind of way for concealment. But these smokes I'm going over, you gotta be careful with them. Next is blue smoke. Blue smoke is used to indicate a broken chain of command or loss of communication. So, chain of command, if your squad leader's down, team leader's down, and you have no way of communicating up the higher echelon, so you can't communicate to the platoon leader or your squad leader, don't know where they're at, then you'll pop that blue smoke on that position. What's gonna happen is that a friendly squad will move to your position, secure your position, establish 360 security on your position, and then try to reestablish your chain of command to get the guys who are down back up. Because the thing is, you cannot dictate what a mass cast is. So if your medic is down, and everyone else in your team is down, you can't call that's a mass cast or not. Only medic can dignify what it is. So all you can do is put a blue smoke on your position so that you can have a friendly squad come to your position, secure it, get the casualties back up, reestablish chain of command, and put you guys back in the fight. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
his downfall about it, just like what I said about that red smoke. If you put a blue smoke on your position, you're going to have the whole task force or a platoon or a squad coming to your position to secure their position. And if your squad's up, or you're taking fire from a lot of positions, you throw that smoke to get concealment, you didn't call it up, you're going to end up having that squad come to your position and get themselves shot from the flank that they didn't know this contact's coming from. Even though they should be knowing that they're coming into a spot that is hot with a lot of enemies around. Though, but you got to be careful with stuff like that. You everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, Sergeant.
Next is purple smoke. Purple smoke is meant to mark a mass cast. Medics only carry purple smoke. And they're the only ones who can dignify what a mass casualty is. They'll pop purple smoke on a that it just lost my head, the acronym for it. But the mass casualty collection point, MCCP, they're gonna put the purple smoke on that that position. It's different terminology. I've got the name of it, but the mass casualty collection point, wherever that is at, they'll put purple smoke on it. Your job is, if you see a purple smoke, get away from it. Medics don't need help unless you ask them. If you ask them hey, you need help, they say no, get away from it. If they ask for help, then help them. Now, if it's your squad that is down in that position, your main priority is to get 360 security established. Don't do 360 security within 5 meters from the medic and the wounded men. That's dumb. Because if an enemy comes at your position and shoots you down, the enemy automatically has eyes on the medic and down guy and takes him out as well. But if you get yourself a perimeter established within 35 meters of the casualty collection point, CCP, then guess what? If you get shot at, the medics have enough time to react to that, get the guns up, and engage the enemy. Everyone understand me? And everyone get what I'm saying there. Alright.
Yes, Sergeant.
And the last smoke is orange smoke. Orange smoke is meant to mark a danger area. Here's 2 danger areas that it marks. Number 1, it marks a landing zone as well. TAC P usually carries orange smoke to mark the landing zone. TAC P are the only ones who can communicate to our rotary assets and our fixed wing assets. So that's the reason why they're the ones that carry that orange smoke. You see orange smoke? That means that's danger. Get out of the way. Unless you want a bird landing right on top of your head. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
Sergeant.
also, the other person that carries orange smoke is our team leaders. Team leaders also carry demolition blocks. Orange smoke is meant to mark an explosive that has been set in that position. So a det has been set on this position. So, if a team leader put demolitions on a certain area, he'll pop a orange smoke on the general location of that where all those detonations have been set, and he'll also mark it with red spray paint. So you see orange smoke somewhere, stop, hurry up and look around you. You see red smoke, you see red spray paint somewhere. You see red spray paint by the orange smoke, then you know, alright, detonation's right there by that red spray paint. Then look for another red spray paint. If you see 2 more red spray paint X's that's away from that orange smoke, that's a safe location that team leader thinks that is a safe spot for you to be at on standby while waiting for that detonation to be set off. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
You see orange smoke,
Yes, sir.
stop, look for the red spray paint. The one that's away from that orange smoke is a spot that's safe for you to be at. So, where orange smoke marks danger area, get away from those positions. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
This concludes all of our smokes. Let's go over though with one more last organic munition, and that is our demolition blocks. I don't have a slide for that either. However, the demolition blocks is what I was discussing though with the orange smoke. These are used, we normally want to detonate anything that we don't want the enemies to use anymore. So we'll put demolition block on ammo cache, intel, like laptops. If you can't destroy it, we'll put a demolition block where you don't brace it on that. Mortar pits, friendly vehicles. If our vehicle is no longer usable, the tires are all broken, ammunition is destroyed, and the vehicle is basically on the verge of getting destroyed, we'll put demolition on it so that the enemies can no longer scavenge it. We'll put on enemy vehicles. Anything that we need to put on, we'll put demolition block on it by approval of our squad leader or our higher echelon of command. Now, we'll move on with that as well. Now, in addition to that as well, though, our demolition block, you can set demolition block in these ways. So write this down. First off, we're going to press Control Windows. That is your self-interaction key. You're going to hold on to the Control Windows. You're going to hover over Explosive. When you hover over Explosive, then you're going to see your explosive device. So whatever explosive device you have or charge, you're going to see where it says either M118. Correct, Stefan? Make sure I'm correct with it. Alright, I don't know what the dimension block name is, but when you hover over dimension block, and they're gonna hover over place, they're gonna release. Yes, Special Ballinger, you have the name of that dimension block?
Yes, Sergeant. It should be the M112.
M112, there we go. So it's not an 8, it's a 2. Mistaken the 2 as an 8. Alright, so the M112 dimension block, you're gonna hover over it, then click place. Once you release, then you're gonna see some type of an ACE menu pop up. It's gonna show you the dimension block right in front of your screen. It's gonna show you 3 options. To left click to place it, scroll wheel to rotate it and raise it, and then right click to cancel, which means, hey, I don't want to use the dimension block, let me cancel it, I'm not have to worry about placing it. With the dimension block, you can either attach it to something or place it on the ground. Once you place it on the ground, the same thing what you do when you sit down. Y'all remember how to sit down, right? So you're going to hover over the dimension block. Make sure you're looking at the dimension block. Hover. But set one of the devices on it. Now you have detonation set and ready for you to blow it up. Then you're going to put red spray paint right on the dimension block. Put another spray paint within 5 meters of the dimension block. Then you're going to run within about 15 to 35 meters away from the dimension block and put another spray paint. That's the safe zone of it. Then, once everything's set, tell the team leader, alright, detonation has been set. Pop your orange smoke on the position of the demolition. Then you're going to throw orange smoke on the position of demolition. And then you're going to run away from it. Do not blow it up until you're given the go-ahead to set it off. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Only set it off once you get the go-ahead. Once you got the go-ahead, then you're going to go and set off the demolition. You're going to make sure you're still on your radio. Any station on this net. Control deck, control deck, control deck. You're going to wait about 10 seconds or 10 Sierras. 10 Sierras. Once that's passed, then you're going to set off the demolition. Set off the demolition, go back to control windows. explosive, you're gonna see set detonation, and they're gonna hover over detonate code 1, 2, 3, or whatever how many codes you got, and then the last one is detonate code, and then it's colon all. So when detonate all your explosives, you're gonna go over all then. Everyone understand me?
Certain.
So
Yes,
if you
sir.
put detonation on one place,
Yes,
you
sir.
put detonation on the other place. Then if he tells you, all right, detonate the mortar pit, remember what detonation code that is. So if you detonate, if you put demolition block on, if the mortar pit was the first place to put demolitions on, then the mortar pit would be detonation code 1. But remember the code, because they'll give you the code that it is. That way you don't blow up another position that friendlies might be on. All right. That surely does conclude the classroom portion. We need a break, about 2 or 3 minute break on anything, to use the bathroom or anything like that.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Private Haskin,
Yes, Sergeant.
do you need a break?
Yes, Sergeant.
All right, let's go over here and we'll get a break out here. So come over here. Go ahead and stand up. Scroll wheel, stand up. All right, come over here. Don't worry about putting your soft covers back on. We're gonna go straight to the supply sergeant, and then we're gonna rally by the flags, and then we're gonna go get that little quick break. So I need to finish something up real quick. All right, go straight to the arsenal box. This is what you're gonna do. And grab your rifle and load out. Could have lost the other two. Yeah, don't worry about putting your soft covers on. Just come in straight over here. All right, go to the arsenal and get your rifleman load out. So whenever it's time for you to kit out, both OSUT and outside of OSUT, you're always going to see these two boxes, the Connex box and you're going to see the cargo net box. You're going to go straight to that box and grab the billet you were given. So right now, your billet is rifleman right now. So go ahead and grab that rifleman load out. Once you've grabbed your rifleman load out, going to go overhead and go over to the cargo net box over here. Going to grab yourself a Vector 219. Say again, Vector 219. And then grab yourself a radio. ANPRC, and whatever number it will be is ANPRC 152, and then it gives you another number by it. But those are two things you're going to grab from cargo net box. Once that's done, before you do anything else, you're going to go back to your inventory and make sure you put the magazine into your backpack or your vest. If we're not in a combat zone, if we're in a training environment, make sure there's no magazine in your barrel. Make sure there's no round in the chamber as well. And then, you're going to press the 7 key. That allows you to cycle through your non-lethal grenades. That way, you don't have your lethal grenades on. You don't worry about throwing a grenade by mistake. Once all that is set,
How do
you're going to go ahead. Just Private Haskin.
Yeah. How do we make sure there's no round in the chamber?
Automatically in armor, no round will be, as long as you don't have the magazine in the in your rifle, then there won't be no round in the chamber. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Just emergent purposes. Yep, go ahead and follow me. Once that's done, got all your equipment set up, and you're ready for combat, or whatever else, or ready for the training exercise, you're going to come over to assembly area. So this is going to be the assembly area for OSUT. You're going to stay here and kneel. So, in a file, so one behind the other. Usually your file will be based off of squad, based off the team. So one team will have one file, and the other team will be right next to the other team in a file, a 4-man file. But we'll go over that throughout through tomorrow during day 2. Go ahead and stand up. Once you're back, go ahead and take this 2-minute break.
Sergeant Smith, are you off comms?
Alright. Alright, everyone's ready to move?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, go ahead and follow me. We're going to take the red flag. Can everyone see this? Weapons range complex.
Yes, Sergeant.
Go ahead and take the flag to weapons range complex. Alright, go ahead and follow me over here to the grenade range. Alright, fill in the indentation left to right. Before we begin, go ahead and press your escape key. Go over to configure. Controls. And then under show, go ahead and go to weapons. Scroll down to your somewhat half of the page. You should see where it says throw. Everyone see that?
Yes,
Yes,
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
That's 2. Are we on the third one? What am I missing? Who's not able to see the throw portion right there?
Yes, Sergeant. I see it.
Alright, go ahead and select that. Delete that keybind. Don't worry. You guys, Armor 3 allows you to set multiple profiles. Now, this profile belongs to the 506, even though it doesn't. This profile is what you're going to use for the 506, so I'm deleting this G key so you won't actually throw a grenade by mistake. I am protecting you from getting yourself a formal counsel or in trouble for doing that. Yes, you're welcome. No need to thank me and like that for looking out for y'all. Alright, so once we got that deleted, go ahead and press the OK key. Once you press OK, go ahead and you see where it says configure add-ons in the bottom? Press that. Now under the add-on drop menu, you're going to go to Ace and then Ace Weapons. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Let me know you're all there on that page.
There, Sergeant.
There, Sergeant.
Oh, there's Sergeant.
Alright. Where it says, prepare change throwable. Y'all see that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, you're going to click on it, set that to G. So delete whatever keybind's on there. I think it's Control G or something like that. Change it to G. Now you're probably saying, well, Sergeant, I'm confused now. You just, it's almost the same thing. Technically, it's not the same thing. And once you're done, press OK, continue, whatever. So make sure you don't press cancel. You go back to the main screen. What this does now is that Ace basically gives you an arch. It basically prepares a grenade for you. It shows you where the grenade will going to go. When I mean by grenade, I mean fragmentation grenade and non-lethal grenades. It shows an arch. It does not cook the grenade. All it does shows you an arch and how you want to use this grenade. Either change the way you're going to throw it, either you're going to drop it over a wall, or you're going to throw it along far. And it shows you whether you want to cook it or not cook it, and if you want to cancel. So if you actually press that G key, you cannot be able to throw that grenade by mistake. So if y'all threw a bad frag, that was intentional. If you accidentally press that G key and you threw the bad frag, that was, to me, that was intentional because it gives you the option to either confirm it or cancel it. Now, in some case, if you press G key, you don't know if that was a frag or a smoke. It does not tell you, so you got to cancel it and then redo it again. I know it takes some time, but that is safety precaution for yourself, because we will know who threw that grenade by mistake. We always see everything. Any questions?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, make sure we're all standing right now.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, so let me go over first real quick how to prepare your, well, how to select first, I should say, your grenades. Thank you for reminding me. Specialist Bollinger. Put my cover on. I don't want to get myself hurt by y'all. Alright, so your 7 key cycles through your non-lethal grenades. If you press that key, you'll be able to cycle through all of your smokes, all of your chem lights, IR strobes, whatever. Cycle through all of them. On the other hand, your 6 key cycles through all of your lethal grenades. Now, I don't know why, don't ask me, but your flashbangs are under your lethal grenades. The only answer I can give you, and the reason probably why, is because if you cook your flashbang, you do not throw it, give yourself 3rd-degree burn, you can burn your arm and your hand if you don't throw it in enough time. However, you can't burn yourself in armor, but that is what can happen though with live hybrids under lethal grenades. We're all okay now how to cycle through our non-lethal and lethal grenade.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Alright, now I want to go over our procedure words on how to throw our lethal grenades. But first off, here's the 3 procedure words. Frag, out, frag, and bad frag. First off is frag out. Frag out means that you guys are throwing a frag out towards whatever you're throwing at. So if you're going to get ready to throw a frag to somewhere, you'll out frag out. Then you're going to wait a hot second before you throw it, and then throw it. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Now, if you hear someone say frag out, your job also is to echo that out. So make sure I'm yelling, echo it out, frag out. And then everyone else will echo it out.
Frag.
Frag out.
Frag out.
This way, if you guys notice though, if we were in a squad column, right? And you guys see information later on if you have enough time. But if the team in front of me says frag out, and I yell out frag out, then they will stop moving so they won't get it. So if Private Clint Daniel said frag out, and I start running, and the frag pipe was tossing, I hear frag out, I'm turning the opposite direction. Just like that. You're basically protecting your brothers from getting themselves hit by the frag. Next pro word is frag. Frag means that you heard a frag being thrown, or you see a frag that's just been thrown, you do not know what it is. It could be enemy frag, or be a friendly frag. Just say frag. If you saw a friendly throw a frag, then just help him out and say frag out for him. But the pro word frag. If your enemy's throwing a frag at you, then you yell out frag. Now, if you hear someone say frag, what you gonna do?
Run away. Certain.
And what else? A little
Take
of a pop quiz. You're gonna also call out frag as well, and yes, take cover. You're gonna yell out frag as well. So
Oh.
everything else I'm gonna go over, you're gonna echo that out. You're always gonna echo out everything that someone says when dealing with grenades. We want to protect everybody around us. You're gonna yell out frag as well. And then lastly, bad frag. It already says it there. If I threw a frag by mistake, I'm gonna yell out bad frag. And I'm gonna run the opposite direction. You guys know the reason why I'm gonna run the opposite direction when I throw a bad frag.
Show everybody else which way is safe, Sergeant.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Took the words out of my mouth. This way, everyone else see, well, if he's running over here, you when I said bad frag, let me go follow him. I'm gonna echo that out and say bad frag as well. It's like they say, if someone, no, I can't say that. It's gonna be, you guys probably won't understand what I'm saying. I say this though, so I'm not gonna use that term, but usually since this happens, though, and I probably might get this joke. I don't know if y'all get this joke, but turns out people will start running the opposite direction somewhere. And when someone sees them running the opposite direction, they will follow them and run there. Do the exact same thing. If you see someone running the opposite direction, then you better follow them. When you hear bad frag or frag and you run the opposite direction, follow them. Don't be too scared. Sorry, don't try to be the hero and jump top that frag, let the frag kill you. Just dumb. Alright, we'll move on. Alright, now what to do with the frags now. I already went over the pro word. I want to go over what to do with these frags when it's been thrown. When a frag's been thrown, we gotta make sure we got those. We gotta protect every single body part we have. So we gotta figure out what to cover, or judge what kind of stance we need to be in to cover our head. So behind these sandbags, crowd here still won't protect my head. So I gotta press to get down one more level. I don't have a rifle in my hand, so I can't get down to that extra level, but y'all press Control S, it allows you to reduct your head down. So like I'm protecting everything else. Now, covers such as this right here, crouching will protect you. And as well. Now if you get all up on this this cover, you can see over it, but you have to protect. This military wall protects your head from standing. So you just gotta figure out what kind of stance you gotta be in. A grenade's been thrown, protect yourself. Go ahead and recover back to this position that you're supposed to be in. You'll notice it soon enough when you get into the battlefield and during day 2. Alright. Now, if there's no cover in front of us, this is what we're gonna do. If I hear someone say frag out, I'm gonna run a second away. So I'm gonna run the opposite direction where they threw the frag. I'm gonna run about a second while Mississippi. Then frag.
The kill radius.
The killing radius. So this helps me put me at least greater than 15 meters away from the floor frag. And then I'm gonna duck down with what? Where should my feet be facing? And where should my head be facing?
Head facing
Head
away
facing
from the
away
frag
from
grenade.
frag.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Feet facing towards the frag, head facing away. Because we can survive with shrapnel getting in our legs, but we cannot survive pieces of fabrication getting into our skull and possibly fracturing our brain. We may survive, we don't know. But if it hits our medulla is control of our heart rate and our breathing. If that affects that, we can't breathe or control our heart rate. We have to survive with the machine. And Lord knows how long it's gonna take a bird medevac to get there and take us out of the AO. So protect yourselves like that. Everyone understand? No one confused, correct?
Yes, certain.
Alright,
sir.
now we're ready to throw our grenade. Alright, I'm gonna give the example. Private Clint Daniel, do you have a grenade in your backpack? Because I don't have one on me right now. Yes, you do. Great. I'll grab that. Alright. Do not throw the grenade. I'm demonstrating it. Do not throw yours. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, Sergeant.
So, first off, I'm pressing 6 key to make sure I get my fabrication grenade select. This is the only thing I have. I don't have any smokes, I'm pretty sure. I do not. Once that's selected, then I'm press the G key. G key will show me the arch. It does not cook the grenade. You have to actually click your middle mouse button to cook the grenade, but I don't advise you doing that. Then I'm gonna get ready to throw it. I'm gonna say what?
Frag out.
Frag out.
Alright. Then what are y'all gonna say?
Frag out.
Alright.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Notice I
Frag
waited a
out.
quick second to throw it so that everyone else can see where I'm facing. Recovering. You can recover once the grenade cooks off. Any confusions?
No, certain.
No,
Alright.
Sergeant.
Go ahead and start this off, Private Stone.
Alright. Frag out.
Frag out.
Yep.
Oh, that was my smoke.
No worries, you know how to throw something. Private Haskin, your turn.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Perfect. Then Daniel.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Awesome. Alright, recovering. Now, if you guys notice when Stone threw his smoke, notice how it bounced, correct? This goes
Yes,
on to our
sir.
next portion. Our smoke grenades. Like I grab something from you again, Private Daniel. You have your smokes in your backpack, hopefully. Yes, you do. Great,
Yes,
great.
Sergeant.
Alright, so I want to conceal this bunker. What smokes do we use to conceal the bunker?
Yellow or white.
Yep. Alright, so I'm going to conceal this bunker. I have something called effective screening. Effective screening basically means that you're going to screen something to the highest. To screen something to the highest, you got to note these two scenarios. Your elevation and the wind direction and speed. If you forgot where the wind direction and speed is at, you're going to press the shift kilo key to bring up an arrow on the top left hand side of the screen. Do we all see that?
Yes, certain.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, so the wind is going to our southwest. You bring your compass, you can tell that. So now we know we can remember this for about what, 30 minutes until we recheck the wind, see the wind has changed. But now we know that the wind's going to southwest. So I want to effectively screen this bunker. So where should I throw the smoke at?
The left-hand side of it, like front left.
Copy. And then I'm put in the back or the front. Remember, the wind's going towards us. Now the wind shifted southwest now.
Back,
We'll
Sergeant.
throw it towards the back.
We'll put it back. Now since the wind shifted directly southwest, now I gotta put the smoke to the direct rear of the bunker. Now since the smoke bounced, and since this bunker's in front of me, I can't throw the smoke no longer at the direct front. I have to go from the side of the bunker in order for my smoke to get behind there. So I'm gonna prep my smoke. I'm gonna say prep your smoke. Let everyone else know that I'm throwing smoke so they don't have to waste their smokes. I'm gonna say, alright, smoke out. Let them know that now I'm throwing that. And then now it's a bad throw because it touched the bunker and bounced off of it. However, though, if it wasn't touched the bunker, the smoke will get behind the bunker and the wind will bring that smoke all the way down to us. That's effectively screening. If the smoke is able to cover our eyes from seeing the bunker, then of course the infantrymen inside that bunker cannot see us as well. Now, if we all turn around, if you look to your direct southeast, we see how far the smoke is going, don't we?
Yes, Sergeant.
Come out here, because we're already done now. Just come follow me. And when going at 5 knots goes this far, this smoke can conceal 2 squads in a squad line or a whole platoon. What that means is, do not waste smokes, guys. Long as you know the wind direction and the wind speed, we could conserve our smokes. You guys got a total of 40 smokes in the whole squad. 16 in the whole team. There's no way in the world you guys can go black. Now, if you go black, then let someone else throw that smoke, or ask them for your smoke. Always redistribute your smoke so everyone else have smokes when they need to. Everyone understand me?
Yes, Sergeant.
Follow me. Alright, I didn't grab any binos, so I forgot to put this as an arsenal, but whatever. Alright, all of you, get yourself established over here. Left to right on this sandbags where I'm at. Right on these sandbags, right over here. Alright, press your Bravo key. Let's do arsenal then. Alright, everyone look at this BTR. So go back up to third person, look at... Everyone see that.
Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, so we're going to use our binos to basically be a spotter. We're now going to be able to use our rocket. This portion right here, we're going to be able to figure out the functions of our binoculars, so being a spotter and being an AT gunner. So first off, we gotta call out the armored piece. But first we need to know actually how to use our binoculars. So if you look into the binoculars now, so you're going to right click your mouse button, or just look into the side so you should see the crosshairs. Everyone see that?
Yes, Sergeant.
So everyone sees that now. Alright,
Yes, sir.
if you press and hold, so look at this BTR right here. If you press and hold your tab key and then release, you should see a number pop up while you're pressing and holding it, then you're going to release. It should give you a bearing of 1, 2, 3. If you're to my left, your bearing might be 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. If you're on my, no, 1, 2, 3, I mean 1, 2, 2, and you're on my right, your bearing should be 1, 2, 4. No, I mean correct, the way around. But y'all bearing should be at least 1 increment above or below mine. So my left should be 1, 2, 4, and my right should be 1, 2, 2. Do we all see that range? I mean that bearing?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes,
Alright.
sir.
Now you get the range on the BTR by pressing and holding onto your R key until you see a red circle come up. Once the red circle is up, release it. Release the key. Should get a range. Range should be maybe what, 147? That's just my assumption.
Yes, sir.
Some of yours might be 148, 146. Alright. Now you got the range and the bearing of the target. Now we're almost all done. Alright, next is now we're gonna go over procedure and call out these targets. First off, I'm going to call out the type of target it is. So this right here that we're looking at right now is a BTR. BTRs have tires. Now if you look back out of your binos, you look to your right, you can see these armor pieces with tracks. So y'all see them?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes,
Those
Sergeant.
are BMPs. BMPs have tracks. Now MBTs also have tracks, but MBTs and BMPs look completely different. The turret of the BMPs are a little bit more thinner. They don't have an actual take cannon. Now we got that all set. Now I'm going to give out your 3Ds. I'm going to give out the description first, then the direction, so the bearing second. Then lastly, you're going to give out the range of a target. So look back at this BTR. Since the BTR is the only vehicle I know the bearing and range of without my bino. So that's all you're going to give out. That's all you're gonna say it to your AT gunner. Either say on the radio or direct communication. All depends how far the gunner's to you. But you gotta make sure you as spotter, you gotta be right on your gunners. I'm clicking on my gunner, so I'm gonna be right on him. BTR bearing 1, 2, 3. They're gonna wait for a quick second, give him enough time to find it, and reload his rocket. Then after about 2 or 3 seconds, range 147. Wait about 2 seconds, then say it again. Wait about 5 or 10 seconds and say it again. BTR, bearing 1, 2, 3, range 147. This time you don't have to worry about putting breaks between what you're saying. If you notice that he's still looking for it, then point it out for him. Shift tilde. You're waiting for this this term that he needs to say. He has to say rocket prepped. If he doesn't say rocket prepped, that means that he hasn't found a target. So point it out for him. When he says, all right, as the eyes on, then don't worry about it anymore. He's gonna prep his rocket. When he says rocket prep, then he's gonna say clear backblast. This is clear. And once they say Roger, then they say rocket, rocket, rocket. Take your binos off and pull out your rifle. Either scroll wheel or press the Bravo key, then scroll wheel, either or. I think your 1 key also brings out your rifle, or 2 key, 1 and 2. And then point the rifle up. Why you want to bring your rifle out as soon as he says rocket, rocket, rocket.
Dismount, Sergeant.
Shoot anything dismount.
There we go.
Yep.
As soon as the rocket hits the armor piece, the dismount will dismount. And they'll immediately engage you because they're mad at you just destroy their own home. And their own way of engaging us. So, you're going to get ready to engage them because your AT gunner won't have enough time to engage them. Alright, any questions on how to be a spotter? Specialist Ballinger.
Thank you, Sergeant. In addition, when you are clearing the back blast of your gunner, if on the second time you tell whoever is behind your gunner to clear out of the way, you are authorized to tell your gunner it is clear, because it is then on the person that won't move out from behind your gunner to get out of the way, and you are allowed to hit them with backblast. If they don't get it after 2 times, they're getting hit with backblast, because that armor piece out there is way more important to be taken out than anyone standing back behind your gunner, including and up to the captain. Everybody understand that?
Copy.
Yes.
Copy.
Thank you, Sergeant.
No problem. Alright, so last thing I'm gonna do is give them the BDA, Battle Damage Assessment. I'm gonna tell them what is happening to the vehicle. So, whether or not it's cooking off, smoking, or what was the other one I want to say? What was the other category that I made?
Catastrophic, Sergeant.
Thank you. Cooking off, smoking, or catastrophic. Here's the reason why. If the vehicle's either smoking or cooking off, sure enough, that turret can still engage you. Don't be the one thinking that you're safe, because you're not. That turret will engage you, because they will still stay in that vehicle and engage you for engaging their vehicle. So, I don't want to hear nobody say that it's dead if it's not catastrophic. If it's not catastrophic, it is not dead. Don't even try to even say that. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
So, I'm going to give out the BDA.
Yes, sir.
Status of the vehicle. I'm sorry. First off, whether the rocket hit or not, and then the status of the vehicle. So, if it was a good hit or miss, and then status. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
Alright,
Yes,
now
sir.
let's
Yes,
pull out our rocket. Scroll wheel and click M136 heat rocket, or you can press the 4 key, I think, plus a rocket. I don't know which the key binds are. So scroll wheel, M136 heat. Not M4. Y'all not getting an option?
The
There we
3
go.
key. If you can't get the scroll wheel.
There we go. Alright. So, say I'm your spotter. I said BTR bearing 123 range 147. You're gonna press your R key and reload your rocket. That's the first thing you gotta do. So press the R key and reload it. At no time you guys should launch your rocket, but reload it. Or load it up, I should say, not reload it. Alright. Now you're gonna press the kilo key and figure out the range. There's another way you guys get a range, and that's your micro dagger, but we'll go over that during day 3. We don't have any time to try to explain to you how to use it. Press the kilo key and try to find that range of the BTR. If you're confused and know which one it is, confirm with them. You talking about this BTR right here? And then your spotter will say, yep, that's the BTR. If I see you're confused, I'm gonna point it out for you. That BTR right there, the one in the direct front. Once range it out to 147, and to range it to 0 in, you press the page up button to go up, page down, and it goes up by increments of 50 and goes down by increments of 50. So the closest range you can range it out to is 150. So range it out to 150. Once everything is set and you're ready to launch that rocket at the target, you're gonna say rocket prepped. So say rocket prep once you're ready.
Rocket prep.
Rocket prep.
Rocket prep.
All right. There's one also option you guys could do. You could open your sights as well. Now you could press your / key on your numpad. That should open up your sights. So we see that.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Your sights are open, Private Hask. Try to do control /. Alright, we'll do that later. We'll figure out the keybind later on. I'll show you the keybind in any time.
Roger that.
Alright, Clinton and Daniel, you don't have yours yet. Alright, we'll get that later on.
What was the control again?
/ key on your numpad that's above your 8 key. And if you don't have a numpad, then it's control / on your keypad. Alright. The only reason I'm doing this is because... Yep, there you go. Now you got flipped open. The reason why I'm doing this is so once it's flipped open, it helps you out to see targets closer to you. The reason why you close it is for you to see targets farther away. So it opens it up so you can see the whole full body of the target. Now you're going to say rocket prepped, and you're going to say clear backblast. Are you going to look behind you to make sure your backblast is clear?
Negative.
No. Keep your eyes on the prize. If there was a BTR right here, if there was a building right there and a building to my right, if you try to look behind your backblast and you're supposed to look behind your backblast, that BTR either would have moved up or backwards and would not know where it went. And when it might get re-engaged, especially if it's BTR 80 Alpha or BMP 3. So keep your eyes on the prize so we know where it's moving. I'm look behind.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
And you're on yelling. Make sure that the person didn't hear you.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, split you guys up in groups. Private Haskins, Private Stone, go ahead and go to my left. Private Clinton, Daniel, stay put. Yeah, go over to where that ramp is at. So the right of that ramp, there you go. No, to the right of the ramp, right to ramp, right of the ramp.
Right here, asking.
Yep.
So I'm getting my rocket out.
I'll fire first. You want to arrange me?
Alright, wanna be a spotter or gonna be the gunner first?
I'll be spotter, Sarge.
Alright, go and find me a target.
Range and bearing.
One sec.
Yeah, no problem.
BTR.
Bearing 131.
Bearing 154.
Oh,
Range
BT already Alpha.
145.
Copy, what's the range?
4-5.
What was the range key again, Sergeant?
Stand by.
R, press and hold on the R and then release.
Range
rocket
is
prep.
210.
Starting
Sergeant.
my back blast.
Copy. Alright, rocket prep, clear back blast.
Back blast clear.
Back
Rocket.
blast is cleared.
Rocket. That was too high.
PA.
Alright, go ahead and bring out your rocket.
It's a miss.
Yep, go ahead and bring out your rocket.
Special damage.
And also, make sure AT gunners drop your rocket once you use it.
Alright. I got a BTR bearing 116,
Alright, BMP
187.
bearing 134. Range 311. BMP bearing 134. Range 311.
PR bearing 116187.
Yeah, I see it.
Copy. You're back.
It.
Fire when ready.
Rocket.
That was low. Was low and missed. Alright. Good job, Rock.
Clear.
Clear my back line.
Clear.
Rocket.
Alright, once both of you are done, come over
Hit.
here.
Superficial damage.
Alright, and these aren't set to catastrophic. They're set to invincible, I should say, so they won't explode through impact. Alright, we don't have time to stay out here in the range, so let's go ahead and move on towards the rifle range. Time two. Some more PT afterwards.
It's all that ice cream, sir.
I told him not to put no. No, just go up that ramp. Wait for me up the ramp. The ones to the left. All right, I'm gonna go over say bye. All right, rates of fire. Make sure you put your earplugs in. All right, so I'm going over rates of fire. First rate of fire is sustained or effective. Sustained or effective is 1 round every 2 to 3 seconds. We usually would do this if we have a whole squad online engaging targets. That's when you're going to use sustained or effective. Or if the target is greater than your maximum effective range on point targets, then you're going to use sustained or effective firing. Because you want to make sure you get those shots at least somewhat close of accurate. Everyone understand me?
Yes, sir.
So 1 round every 2 to 3 seconds. Next is rapid. Rapid, essentially now you're doing double taps. So you're doubling the rate of fire. So you're going to do double taps. So you're going to shoot 2 rounds every 2 to 3 seconds. That's if it's just you and your fire team engaging targets downrange. And if the targets are at least within your effective engagement range. At least if they're within what 100 meters, we'll say. Next is cyclic. Cyclic is if it's just you and a battle buddy engaging targets, and or if targets are getting dangerously close to you. Everyone understand what I'm saying there?
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright, dangerously close is within 100 meters. Or 50 meters, I should say. That's what you call danger close, but 100 meters, there's no need for them to get to 100 meters, so you can still do double taps, but 50 meters and that's dangerously close, you definitely need to go get onto the full automatic. Now, in order to do 3 to 5 round burst, you have to go to your full automatic firing mode. To do so, you're going to press your fun key. That's your Foxtrot key. So, whenever we switch to full automatic, we're about to have some fun. We want to put as much lead down range as possible. That's why it's fun to me. It should be fun to you all. So you're going to press the F key. It should put you on automatic firing mode. And then you're going to try to essentially launch down range about 3 to 5 round burst. Alright, any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Alright, so essentially this is what it's like for sustained or effective firing mode. Reloading. Alright, range is up. Now, this is rapid. Now I'm moving on to rapid now. Then, I'm going to go to cyclic. I'm going to press my fun key. Now I'm on full automatic fire mode. I'm going to do 3 to 5 round burst. Reloading. Now, whenever you're you're dry. If you don't have no more magazines left in your, no more rounds left in your magazine, then you're gonna call out your reload and let everyone else know along with you that now we got one extra gun down. So if it's you and your battle buddy, then your battle buddy will have to increase its rate of fire. Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna go over the demonstration with the M249. Though, however, the M249 is a little bit different. Now, M249 will always fire and burst fire. However, the rounds with those burst fire are a little bit more different. Now, M249, reason why they fire and burst fire, because they're not meant to engage point targets. They're only meant to engage area targets, which is why you guys only heard the max effective range on area targets. So, the M249, to stay effective, you're going to do 3 to 5 round bursts, just as if you had the M4 with the cyclic fire mode. So for standard effective, the M249, you're going to do 3 to 5 round bursts. Then, for rapid, you're essentially doubling the rate of fire, just as if with the M4. But it's not double tap this time, increase it and double it. So this time it's going to be 6 to 10 rounds burst every 2 to 3 seconds. Then lastly, it is cyclic. For cyclic, you're going to do... Oh, where was that? Oh, you're going to once again double the rate of fire. Now you're going to do essentially 10 to 20 round bursts every 2 to 3 seconds. But that's too much. So we will decrease it. It's 15 to 20 rounds every 2 to 3 seconds. Sorry, not 10, 15 to 20. Sorry, my bad. 10 to 15 rounds every 2 to 3 seconds. But the whole essentials of it is that you're going to increase the rate of fire every sense of higher. And the same thing with the same scenario, whether or not it's you and your battle buddy, or if it's you and the whole squad, the whole team. That's what you got to take into account, or take into consideration. We have to conserve our ammo. We only can carry a maximum of 10 magazines. We go through missions that last for about 3 hours, and we travel across a vast of about 5 kilometers. 10 magazines, or a total of 1,000 rounds, is not enough to combat as much enemies that we see, especially when it takes more than 1 round to take them down. So we gotta conserve our ammo. So if it's you and your whole squad online engaging targets downrange, don't be the dumb one to engage them, and unleash all of your ammo to engage them. Number one, like you're basically wasting your ammo, like I said before. Number two, you're gonna end up having your weapon jam. It's just overheating. Things you guys gotta keep into consideration. Any questions or any comments you guys got?
No, sir.
All right.
No, Sergeant.
There's a term called talking guns. It's a good way, essentially, for having 2 ARs being side by side each other, but not too close, but at least within 25 meters away from each other. Essentially, they're doing cyclic rate of fire. Standard effective rate of fire with 35 round burst, and they're replying with each other. So one gun would talk, and then after a second later, the other gun would talk. I keep on doing this. However, the first person that starts off, he has to make sure that he's used a couple rounds first before they start replying with each other. However, though, this essentially allows both guns to equal the amount of fire that a whole fire team or squad can essentially carry out. This allows a whole squad to be able to maneuver because both these guys are able to essentially keep the heads down of the infantrymen that are hiding behind cover or behind a bunker, allowing squads to maneuver without getting engaged. Alright. For sake of time, I want to make sure you guys get through formations. I'm going to go over to formations next. But hopefully you guys get all the stuff I said over, though, with the rates of fire. Guys have any questions with rates of fire?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Alright, let's go ahead and move down. Also want to let you guys know about engaging the greatest threat first. I always want to engage the greatest threat that you see. If you see a squad, and then you see a buddy team of the RPG gunner, who you want to engage first?
RPG gunner.
That team, yeah, the buddy team with the RPG gunner. If you see a BTR, 80 Alpha and a BTR, you want to engage BTR 80 Alpha first. Alright, come to this flag right here, the white one, and teleport to movement formation. See y'all over there. See it?
Yep. There we go.
Alright, follow me up this left tower. Alright, gather around on this indentation right in front of me. Alrighty. Alright, stand by. Can everyone see this red cargo box that I've just placed down?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Alright.
Sergeant.
This formation here is a fire team file. Fire team file generally just have one guy behind the other. Now, these formations I'm going to go over with you right now, they're a little bit more spaced apart. They're not this close to each other. The reason they're close is in consider about the spacing. Not spacing, but the space that we have right now. We don't want to place them all too far apart. It'd be hard for you guys to see the formation we're talking about. Alright, thanks. So this is a fire team file. Like I said, you got everyone one behind the other. It's really good because of its quick movements. The gentlemen, the infantrymen or soldiers in this formation, they don't have to worry about trying to fix up the formation. It's so easy to get into this formation. All you got to do is get yourself one behind the person, get yourself right behind the person in front of you, or get in front of the people that's behind you. That's all you got to do. There's no trying to make sure the formation's perfect. This is why it's generally the most fastest movement that we can have to get to a certain area. However, I only call this formation as a non-combat formation or movement formation. And one of the reasons why I call it a non-combat formation.
Because it has terrible cover from the front and rear.
Yes. It's a non-combat formation because if these guys start walking down, we always say contacts to our front and from our flanks. Both the flanks is somewhat kind of secure, but the front and the rear is definitely not secure. If there's an MG gunner, if you look at where I'm putting the box at right now, if it's an MG gunner right here where this box is at, all he has to do is start engaging the man in front of him. He topples down, and it basically just becomes a domino effect. Everyone gets down because they are the MG gunner. So it has weak and poor security to the front and the rear, somewhat adequate security to both of its flanks. Now, one good thing though about a file is though that it can spread out into a wedge or a diamond. Now, in addition, a file can easily change into a fire team line, and let's go ahead and discuss. I'm not going to go ahead and discuss the fire team line just yet, though. But you also will see a fire team file during your PCCs, your pre-combat checks. Whenever we tell you guys get a PCC formation, pre-combat check formation, we mean the fire team file, and you guys will basically be nut to butt. What that means is that you guys will be so closely tied to each other, it's like a spacing. You have to let other squads near you. Alright, now I'm going to discuss about the fire team line. Now, just imagine these guys in the fire team file looking to our right. Their left. Does everyone get it now? So they're looking towards where this box is at. Can everyone get what I'm doing, saying now?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so this is a fire team line. Fire team line is generally used when assaulting an enemy position, so that where they know is a fixed enemy position at, they'll form that fire team line. Now, usually they're gambling that they won't take no contacts to both their flanks, but they do. Just like we said again, they got poor security to both of the flanks, so if they get engaged from one of those, all of them are going to topple down. However, this is something that you always want to go in whenever you're engaging the enemy fixed position. So if you're maneuvering, if you're the maneuvering element, let's say you're in a wedge. Now, as soon as the enemy is now following your left flank, and we're taking in reference of these guys down over here, if the enemies are following the left flank, they're going to switch to a line. Now they're in a line. Now they'll push directly forward towards the enemies. And they're being covered by a friendly team that's in their squad, like where this box is at. And then these guys in line will just go and clear out that position. But we'll discuss that a little bit more later on. Any questions with the fire team line?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, next is the fire team wedge. Fire team wedge is the go-to formation every time. This formation you always will see people be in because it's so common and it's so easy, somewhat easy to create. A wedge, though, however, is a little bit of a slower movement formation versus if you want to compare them to with the line and the file. You have to try to make sure you tidy up the wedge a little bit to make sure you got spacing established and the wings are a little bit perfect to where everyone is able to still create that maximum security that needed to create. Notice the wedge, basically almost like you have wings on both sides. In addition as well, the wedge is almost formed a way where you can actually pierce through, a position you're moving toward. So they got a point man and both guys protecting the flanks to peel through it. The wedge is protected all the way around, but with the most maximum firepower to the front. This allows everybody to be able to protect their flanks, having every person's eyes to the front of the element, which is where this box is at. The wedge is also versatile. It can create back into a file, a line, or a diamond. Like I said, I want to tell you guys about if the enemy is to our left. Let's say this team right now in the wedge is moving down. Finally, the enemies are to the left. That's when they'll form that line. So they'll hold up for about 5 seconds, but it shouldn't take you guys that long to form a line. They'll form the line, and then they'll push. But you guys, like I said, you'll get a little bit more. And if you guys going for squad trainings, you'll get what I mean by maneuver. Any questions, Fire Team Lit?
No, sorry.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, we're moving on towards the squad file. Squad file is basically the same exact thing what I discussed about with the Fire Team file, which is not that many things I need to discuss. Okay, there's some critical things I need to discuss though, however. But the squad file and every squad formation I'm about to go over right now, you're always going to have the point element and the trailing element. The point element is basically this Fire Team right here. Trailing element is the 4 guys at the rear. If you're running with those 2 guys in the center, that's a squad leader, squad medic. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
Alright. That's generally what the squad file is for. I mean, that's generally what squad file looks like. Now, squad file usually happens in some cases, like I told you guys, this is non-combat formation, because I never want to put my squad in a file when we're going to combat zone. The file can be created in some of these cases. First off, if we're going down the road, sometimes we have one squad on one side of the road and another squad on the other side of the road. So if we're traveling alongside the roadside, instead of doing a staggered column, squads will be in a squad file. And then let's say this box is the road. That squad file will be right here on the left of that box. And that squad will be on the right of the box. Now let's move on. Also, sometimes we'll be in a squad file if we have to move through a minefield. Now, I'm saying this because just so you guys could be notified. Whatever scenario, whatever I don't know what is happening right now, never cross through a minefield. Never ever do. There's always ways to go over a minefield. Back away from the minefield and then get a bird to lift you guys up and take you somewhere closer to AO away from that minefield. Or back off and look for another way that is around the minefield. You don't want to cross through a minefield. However, though, if you're being backed into a minefield and there's enemies following you, and if you try to start moving to the left or the right of that minefield, so you can be able to go around it, the enemies might be able to catch up to you. The only course you have is to basically go through the minefield. Then you're going to form this squad file. You don't want to blaze a trail. So, that's why we're going to create a squad file so everyone else can be one behind the other. Because basically right now, you definitely got to follow the leader. If that person was able to go through here without getting himself blown up, do you want to follow him or not?
Definitely. So,
There you go.
Sergeant.
Alright, let's move on to the next formation. Probably asking you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if the
Thank you,
M203 or
Sergeant.
M320 could set off a mine.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Oh, thank you, Sergeant.
If you shoot at the mine, yes. So that's a good thing to do. You could get yourself a little bit further away from the mine, about maybe 100 or 200 meters away. If you use your M4 or use any of the guns on the Vic, then you could put a round on the mine and it'll blow up. Yes. But if you shoot at something, then no, the mines won't blow up because of the rounds getting out of your chamber. It only blows up if the rounds impact the mine. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright. Moving on to the next formation. This is a squat wedge. Everyone see what I'm showing you guys right now? A squat
yes,
wedge.
sir.
It's a squad column.
Yes, Sergeant.
Squad column encompasses a wedge and a diamond. The wedge will always be in the front, diamond will always be the rear. Why? Because the diamond basically brings up rear security at the rear. Everyone see that, right?
Yes, Sergeant.
So do you want to put a diamond at the front of the formation and put a wedge at the rear, and then there's no one protecting the rear security? No. However, though, if you put the diamond in front as well, that guy in the rear of that diamond would not be able to put any rounds down range if they get engaged from the front flank. That's why you don't want to do that. Now, this is how a wedge would generally look like. I mean, a squad column would generally look like. With the point team and the wedge, followed by the squad leader, squad medic, and then followed by the trailing team. Great job, man. Control Z for you to bring that back. Alright, I'm just gonna use these arrows still, if you guys okay with
Yes,
I
Sergeant.
accidentally delete the guys.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright. Alright, about these guys a little more closer to you guys. Now, there's something called traveling Overwatch. Yeah, I'm sure you guys what that means. Did anyone get that term though? Does anyone know what that term is?
Yes, Sergeant, I do.
Okay. The traveling Overwatch is basically performed whenever we're trying to basically still bring up the element of surprise. I'll show you guys what I mean. When the point team gets engaged by the enemy, they're basically almost like the bait teams, what you want to call them. But when the point team gets engaged by the enemy, they're going to create the skirmish line. So y'all already know what that fire team line looks like. They're going to get online and engage the enemy. So I'm going to say that enemy is this red box right directly below you guys. They're going to get online. Squad leader, squad medic would be somewhere closer to that trailing team. Trailing team is going to surprise the enemy because they're going to maneuver now. So what formation would that trailing team form into? Out of that diamond, what formation are they going to create?
Wedge or fire.
Awesome. There you go. You're right. They're wedge. Now, do you ever get something to say about wedge heavy left and heavy right? Wedge heavy left is where the strong side. That's where you're going to put two guys at. The weak side is where you're going to only put one guy at. The heavy side will always have the AR and the rifleman. The weak side always going to have the grenadier. Because the grenadier can use his special weapon. His special weapon basically launches out in an arch. Basically in the way of an arc, I should say. The automatic rifleman, his special weapon is basically the weapon he's using right now. And the rifleman, his weapon is the rocket on his back. Those can't be launched in a way of an arch. They have to be launched in a straight line. That's why they have to be a direct spot where we're expecting contacts to be at. The grenadier will be on the weak side because his grenade launcher will be able to launch across friendlies. Even though you don't want to shoot above friendlies though, but in terms of being engaged by enemies, he's able to do that immediately quickly. Especially if he wants to put smoke out. He could do that without having to get online. So everyone get why the grenadier is on the weak side?
Yes,
And why
sir.
those two guys are the strong side. And there's many other reasons why they're on the weak side, strong side, whatever. And you want to put an AR on the strong side because he is the only one with the maximum firepower rate of fire that everyone else has. So he's able to put more rounds down range than anyone else. That's why he's on the strong side as well. Now, I always want to put the strong side and where you expect the enemies to be at. As well. That way you could sheave what I just told you guys to be able to have both of them have lines of sight down on the enemies. They can only shoot directly forward in a straight line. Alright. So back to what I was saying. The team in the front is in a line, engage the enemies. They're going to bring up the contact report. Contact, direct front, it's by the distance, range, whatever the bearing is. Then these guys in the rear are going to basically go maneuver. So let's say they maneuver left. Their left or right. What formation are they going to do? Wedge, heavy, what?
Our left, you said?
Yeah, they're going to maneuver to their left or right.
Heavy left in the wedge.
You sure? The contact is directly in front of the team that's in front of them. And they're going to maneuver on their left or right. What for? You sure they should be in a wedge, heavy left?
No, yeah, it's heavy right.
Heavy right. Are you sure to heavy right?
Yes.
Alright. So they're going to maneuver around. They're going to make sure they're going to form a berth, like a wide arch of a berth. So they're going to go around essentially like this. This way they're out of the line of sight of the enemy. But they don't want the enemies to come all the way around to the basic to your direct right. And then what formation are you going to form now since the enemies are now to the direct right?
A line.
You form a line formation. They're going to push position to clear it out. At this point, once your team gets right here, let the other team know, hey, shift your fire. We're crossing in front of your line of sight. Tell them shift fire so they can shift their fire so you can move. Alright, everyone understand how to maneuver now a little bit?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
And that's trailing Overwatch. That's why they're at the rear to allow the team to maneuver and know where the contact's coming from. We always would do that whenever we're now in after we take contact the first time we're expecting to take contact. Alright, everyone see this new information I put down and I deleted the box, didn't I? Yep, I did. Everyone see this information?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
This is a squat line. Now you guys probably confused why is squat line. Oh, the dock's right here. But you guys probably confused why squat line is not a direct straight line. Reason for that is because now we're gambling the whole life of the squad. Yeah, we may have other squads out there to protect us, but they're gonna be what, at least within at the maximum of 600 meters away from us, supporting us. So if we go down, it'll take a while for them to get to us, and we might bleed out, especially if we took heavy contact. So, in order for that, we don't want to put everyone directly in line with each other. So we took contact from our left flank or right flank. These three guys on the wings, so the team on that right wing will be able to engage them effectively. And the three guys on the right wing in that team can effectively engage the enemies. In addition as well, the AR... No, I'm skipping too far ahead of myself. So this is why you're going to get yourself in a wedge, because you gamble the whole life of the whole squad. Now the team, it's okay, because there's always another team that can protect them and save them. Because you never want to put your squad so far apart within 100 meters. Squad can't go greater than 100 meters away. Now, the reason why the two fire teams on the wings are on that wedge heavy right on the right side, our left, and a wedge heavy left on the left side, our right, it's because if the AR is able... Hey, Yolanda. AR is able to engage the enemies to the right flank and to the front. And fire team on the left wing, our right, is able to engage the enemies to the front and to the right, left flank. Does everyone get that? What I'm showing you right now.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Alright.
Yes, Sergeant.
Squad line encompasses every single thing that a fire team line does. We mainly be using this if we're assaulting the enemy position. Like I said, if we know the enemy's in front of us, we're going to form that squad line to bring all our firepower to the front of the element. Yes, question, Private Stone?
Yes, thank you, Sergeant. The person in the middle and the person right behind that is the person up front, the squad leader, and the person in the rear of the mic? Or...
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Any questions, squad line?
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
No, Sergeant.
The firefight will start later on today, Yolanda, like around 1900 Eastern. That's when we're doing their briefing and everything else. So you could be back around 1900 Eastern. That's when the firefight will happen. All right, this right here is a squad stagger column. Stagger columns usually happens whenever we're traveling along a road, or it can happen if we're traveling not on the road. But generally, you always will see a stagger column happening if we're traveling on the road. Now I'll show you what I mean when we're not traveling on the road. When traveling on the road, or anything else, you have two different types of way you want to form this stagger column. You can have the point team, so the point team right here, the four guys, the two guys on the left and the right of this box. Then you have the squad leader, squad medic, left and right of the box. And then trailing team, two guys on the left and right of the box, or in front and back in our view. Or, in a different stance. This usually happens if we're escorting the vehicle, or if we're not entering urban terrain. We're just traveling alongside the road, and we're not going to a town, and we're just traveling on the road, or not traveling on the road, then we'll do this kind of way of this formation. This is how you'll normally see the formation set up like. If we're escorting the vehicle, number one. If we're traveling on the road and we're not entering the town, number two. And then number three, if we're not traveling on the road. That's how you'll see the squad stagger column form up as. Now, another stagger column can be like this. The four guys on the left of this red box, the four guys to the right this red box is different teams. So there's a team on my left, team on the right. 2 guys at the direct rear will be squad leader, squad medic. This formation will happen if we're about to make our way to a town and clear out the town. And that's if we're traveling on the road, making our way to a town and about to clear it out. That's when you see this formation. Which that's because now a whole team is in charge of one side of the street, and they're in charge of clearing out those buildings on that side. And the other team is in charge of the other side of the street, clearing out the buildings on that side. This way, if we're in that other formation, then you got 2 teams on both sides of the street, so 2 guys that clear out both sides of the buildings, and only one team will be able to clear out buildings. But if we're able to do it this way, the other way, with 4 guys one team on one side of the street, and the other team on the other side of the street, we got teams be able to clear out buildings and have their own men provide security. That way, communication could flow through their own team net, and not having it sent up from one team net up to squad net and then back down to team net. It'll just stay on the one team net. Does everyone get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Any questions with stagger column?
No, sir.
And lastly, we're finally finished, which is the stagger column with a vehicle escort. Stagger column with vehicle escort is just like the stagger column I told you guys earlier. Remember what I told you about with the point team in the front?
Yes, sir.
And trailing fire team and the squad leader, squad medic in the center? This formation happens whenever we're on the road. Vehicle escort will always happen if we're on the road. And when we're entering a town with the vehicle. So on the other hand now, this fire team is actually now in charge of clearing buildings on both sides of the street. So one buddy team has to clear out this side of buildings, other buddy team has to clear out the other side of buildings. Now you're wondering how we're doing security. Squad leader, squad medics develop security, and the vehicle is getting security down the road. The vehicle is in an elevated position, so it can shoot over the furlings even though we want to do that. But worst case scenarios, they can shoot over the furlings if need be. Now, in addition, something that's a little bit different is that these 2 guys in the rear, they can't clear out buildings. Because these 2 guys are part of the team that's in charge of this Vic. And we'll explain that more during day 3. So these 2 guys are basically in charge of protecting the vehicle. That's the fire team leader AR. The grenadier and gunner, the grenadier and rifleman is in this vehicle. They're driving the vehicle. But the whole fire team is in charge of the Vic. So if you're in charge of the Vic, you can't clear out buildings. Your whole thing, the only thing you're allowed to do is to protect the vehicle and keep it safe. So if you're a fire team or AR, you gotta protect the vehicle, make sure your vehicle is not being engaged from its rear. And the grenadier and rifleman has to point the turret to the front, and both of them has to watch the street. Any questions with this formation?
No, Sergeant.
Alright.
No, Sergeant.
Let's go ahead and make our way down.
No, Sergeant.
Make sure someone close the door. No way back. And this one as well. Alright, just get a school smoke in front of me. Alright. That concludes everything within day 1. We were able to accomplish every single instruction that we needed to go over. The class will resume again tomorrow, same time. Hopefully, Top will be there, and or Sergeant Myers will be there as well. If not, I'll be a little late because I'll be coming back from church, and that usually will last. The service ends at 12:30, but old people like to talk, though we have to wait for my grandmother to finish, whatever. But to continue though, what I want to go over. All right, so you guys now complete just the first part in the training pipeline. Your direct training command is now the first sergeant. He's the person you direct all your messages, any questions you have, you can direct it directly to him. If he does not respond within 48 hours, then you'll bring it up to Sergeant Myers. Sergeant Myers will ask you, his first reply would be, did you ask the first sergeant? If he said no, then he won't respond to your message or he'll tell you to F off. On the other hand, if you did ask the first sergeant and he didn't respond, then he'll try to answer your question to his best ability. If neither of the two respond, then you can bring it to me, but I'm not in direct training command unless you transfer over to Class Bravo. Does everyone understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Just to show you guys know, you are free to fill in for any squad training or platoon level training that will be happening on this. Well, that will be happening anytime. There's trainings on Fridays, Mondays, and Sundays, and one training on Thursday. So you hop on any of those days to fill in for those squad trainings, help you guys out and developing your skills as infantrymen, and helping you out throughout OSUT, so you know, okay, I might need to improve on this. Now I can prepare myself for OSUT. Those are great ways to train yourselves as well. And then in addition as well, when you get into a billet, you're not so new as if you were if you didn't fill in for any of those trainings. Now, however, do not pick up any bad habits that you may receive when you fill in for squad training. Some people like to slack off with the things that they were taught in OSUT a year ago. Do not pick up any bad habits. Matter of fact, help them out. Do a correct radio check so they know what a correct radio check is. If you do everything that I taught you today, then they'll be able to pick that up, say, "Oh, that's right," because then they'll feel embarrassed that a private is doing a lot of stuff the proper way than what they're not doing. Everyone understand me? And also,
Yes,
if
sir.
you don't do stuff properly and don't do it the way I told you how to do it, first sergeant will be mad at you, and will be mad at me because he'll think I'm not teaching the guys people right. So do not embarrass myself. Do not embarrass yourself as well. Are you guys got any questions for me?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
All right, and now gotta reiterate. I'll make sure I reiterate this. This is text as well, though. I was saying about the filling in. You guys can't fill in though for the task force level operations or FTX. So if it's the FTX or an operation, you can't fill in until you're a PV2. But if it's a platoon training or a squad training, then you can fill in. And you can fill in for any fun op as well. Any fun operation, fun op, fill in for those. It hopes to get experience as well. You can hop on the Liberation server and the Patrol Ops server. Now, one more last thing. Don't be afraid to talk to anybody. I'm on my channel. I'm in my channel every day. Just being bored and doing anything I want to do. A lot of squad leaders, people are in their channel discussing, having fun. Some people might be playing games, a game that you might have. So don't be afraid to socialize. However, though, if you see a lot of sergeants or people in that channel who are higher ranking, message them first and ask them, hey, you don't mind if I join in the channel? The people channels you don't want to join in on is the captain's channel, the XO's channel, and the first sergeant channel. They always have something busy that is way above your pay grade. Sometimes you might be talking something private. In addition as well, there might be a middle streaming, so you don't want to interrupt that. And do not send any of those three guys messages, except the first sergeant, because he is your COC. Don't send those other two messages on how to fix your mod. Send that to the first sergeant. Are y'all got any questions before I close?
No, sir.
No, Sergeant.
Alright, gentlemen are dismissed. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon and evening. I apologize for holding you guys up 17 minutes afterwards, but we're already in the middle of instruction, so I could close it right then there. Alright, you guys take care.
Thank you, Sergeant. You too.
Thank you, Sergeant.
See y'all tomorrow.
Yep.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be streaming again at 1900 Eastern. So around that time, make sure you guys go ahead and hop on, watch our operation. Looks like we're be doing a defensive op. I don't know for sure fully, I know for sure though we're doing defensive op, but I don't know if that's the only thing as well though. But I'll see you guys at 1900 Eastern. Operation at 200, which is when I'm gonna start streaming. I'll start streaming at 2000. But yeah, good evening, guys. I mean, good later. Not good later. See y'all later. In about what? 5 hours? Not 5 hours. About 3 hours actually. So yeah, y'all take care.